Chapter 1302. The next day, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan arrived in front of the village. They did not bring many people with them, only 300. 100 would participate in the hunt, and the other 200 would be guards. Of course, this did not include Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. After all, they were only children. Unlike Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, who were strong fighters, they had more guards, 500 people. However, they did not participate in the hunt. They invited the local children to play at Jianqi Lake. Fan Fan also got up early. He slept very soundly last night, unlike before when he was always worried that the people surnamed Meng would suddenly attack or that the people of the 6th Zhao would launch a sneak attack. Fan Fan was not worried at all when he slept with the Tang Empire's strongest protection team nearby. He did not believe that Xiao Bao and Cuckoo would be able to breach the defense in this area. Therefore, he made an exception and drank a little more local wine. He fell asleep in a daze. Even the men he brought drank with him and lay down to rest comfortably. He did not even ask them to be on guard. Xiao Bao and Cuckoo's camp were not far away. What was there to be afraid of? As soon as they met today, Zhang Xiaobao said to Fan Fan with a smile, "It looks like you had a good rest last night. Your eyes are bright." Hey, with you guys here, when Xiaobei and the others went back yesterday, they would definitely mention me. Not to mention in my brother's tribe, even if I was in the enemy's camp, you would not let me be in any danger. You took advantage of me, haha. Fan Fan was not reserved and laughed and talked with Zhang Xiaobao. Quan Moa next to them finally understood why Fan Fan, who had never drunk before, drank so much last night. It was because the Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family between the clouds and the water were camping not far away. How confident was he? This only explained one thing. The Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family were so arrogant that wherever they were, they represented stability. Otherwise, how could Fan Fan dare not to let people be on guard? Quan Mo, subconsciously lowered his head. He didn't have the confidence to let the people of his tribe go out and bring some people to camp nearby. When the time came, the people of his tribe would feel relieved. Quan Mo, I asked Fan Fan in disbelief, "What if I had attacked you last night? I'll hear a series of bangs, and when I wake up in the morning, I won't see you alive anymore. Actually, I regret it very much. I shouldn't have stayed here with you. The best place for me to stay is next to their tent. That way, they won't have to worry about me." Fan Fan said to Quan Moa with a smile. He knew that Quan Moa was joking. Moreover, he was not on guard against Quan Moa. He was on guard against other people. What do you mean? Quan Moa was confused. Nothing. Last night, when Xiao Bao and Cuckoo found out that I was staying in your village, they sent people to hide in the dark to protect us. They worked hard all night, so I regret it very much. I shouldn't have done that. When I go back, I will donate the profit this time. Otherwise, I will feel uneasy. Fan Fan said with certainty. His eyes began to look around. Suddenly, he stopped and pointed to a place. He said to Quan Moa, "Look over there. Xiao Bao and Cuckoo snipers have been watching for more than 2 hours." Quan Moa looked in the direction Fan Fan pointed. Sure enough, a group of people came out of his village yawning. He didn't know when they came in. Where are they hiding? Do you know them? They sent people to protect you? Quan Moa asked in surprise. Fan Fan shook his head. I don't know them, but I am from the Tang Empire. Yesterday, I was a little selfish and implicated Xiao Bao and Cuckoo's people. My purpose was to tell you why I was so protective of them. Now you know, right? With them by my side, I am absolutely safe. Quan Moa felt an inexplicable envy in his heart. If he were Fan Fan, perhaps he would also protect Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. In order to protect someone who belonged to them, they hid them in the village. The sticks they are holding. Spears. You will know in a moment. As a brother, I advise you not to always think that your tribe's martial arts are powerful. You still don't believe it, Fan Fan said helplessly. When Zhang Xiaobao heard them talk, he stepped forward and directly gave Quan Moa a hug. Then, he took 2 steps back and said with a smile, I have heard of Chief Quanemoos' wisdom. Today, I see that hearing about you is not as good as meeting you in person. Quanemoos was not stupid. He knew that this was just a formality. He was unhappy and asked, "You don't believe in my ability to protect Boss Fan?" "Yes." Zhang Xiaobao's one-word answer was even more straightforward. He continued, "I am indeed worried about you. Fan Fan is a citizen of the great Tang. If I didn't come, I wouldn't be able to say anything. But since I am here, all citizens of the great Tang are under my protection. In any land, I can walk around and do whatever I want. Do you dare? Not to mention other places, even here at Dianqi Lake, are you not worried that the Meng tribe will suddenly attack? I am strong in two ways. To people, the strong will always be strong. To the heavens, the strong will always be stronger. Do you dare to say that? All the Tang people know that Cuckoo and I have never backed down from natural disasters. To people, we can communicate, but we will not accept any threats or intimidation. Do you not agree?" Zhang Xiaobao had already seen Quanemoos' character. If you tried to reason with him, it would be useless. Besides strength, there was also sincerity. Quanemoos' breathing quickened. He was indeed stimulated by Zhang Xiaobao's words. He wanted to use the method of a warrior to challenge this person who was not as old as him. But he stared at Zhang Xiaobao and gave up. He knew that he could not beat the person in front of him. Although this person stood there casually, there did not seem to be any flaws in his body, especially his exposed arms and the rolled-up trouser legs that exposed his calves. The flesh inside was in strips, which looked very obvious, and not in pieces. There was also the bulging flesh on his neck. It looked relaxed, but it proved that he had a strong resistance to beatings. Quanemoos even had the thought that if he made a move, he would be defeated in the blink of an eye. Because he was also a hunter, when he looked at this person, he felt that he was facing a lone wolf or a tiger that was not big but very aggressive. Then he looked at the woman next to him who was called Cuckoo by Fan Fan. Why did her position make him feel so uncomfortable? At the moment when he regarded the other as an enemy, he faintly felt that once he launched an attack, he would face the surging tide of the two people like a hurricane in Dianqi Lake. Quanemoos could not figure it out, but he would never ignore his intuition, so he looked back and forth. "Quanemoos, what are you looking at?" "Xiaobao, Cuckoo, they are very friendly." Fan Fan touched Quanemoos and said. Quanemoos almost cried. "Friendly? Look at their positions. Which side do you want me to guard against? People who do business really have no vision." Zhang Xiaobao took a step back, and Quanemoos instantly felt comfortable. Then he heard the person opposite him say, "Hunting, directly using our normal weapons is bullying you. Let's do it this way. First we will let you see what our normal weapons look like. Then, we will give up this weapon and compete with you on the same level. So, you don't have to be upset or unconvinced. Cuckoo and I will accompany you and we will hunt together. Just a reminder, don't do anything to me and Cuckoo, otherwise." Chapter 1303. Hearing Zhang Xiaobao's words, Quanemoos nodded in agreement. Originally, he did not intend to do anything bad. He had already seen that the people of Tang were very supportive of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. If he angered them, not only would they not help him collect salt, but the merchants would also not come to trade. How would he live in the future? He only said that the medicine he exchanged was very good. If he had a headache or fever, he did not need to ask for help. He only needed to take 2 pills. "I have already sent someone to inform my king. When the time comes, my king may send someone to summon you. I dare not be rude to you." Quanemoos expressed his attitude first. Otherwise, if the two misunderstood and directly left, where would he find salt? He also mentioned that the leader on his side was the great Tang's appointed vassal king. He hoped that he could use his status as the leader to pressure the two of them and make them stay for a few more days. When the time came, it would be easier for them to dig for salt. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were indifferent. They looked at the people of the other side's tribe and estimated the fighting strength of the other side. It was not that they wanted to fight with the other side, but when they were ready to win, they would not win too much so that they could improve communication. When the time comes, you can go and see our king. Don't be afraid. Our king will entertain you with wine and dance. Quan Mo, I added. Zhang Xiaobao finally spoke. We don't have time. Tell someone to tell him that we are not going to patrol his place this time. Let him come here by himself and wait for 3 days. If he does not come in 3 days, then don't come. If he wants to see the song and dance, he will bring his own people and wine. We did not bring much. That is our king. Quan Mo was dissatisfied. The vassal king given by your emperor has a seal. You dare to let our king come to see you? Before Zhang Xiaobao could explain, the merchant Fan Fan came over. He said to Quan Ma, Brother Ma, if King Quan Gui knows that Xiaobao and Cuckoo are here, he will be very happy and will personally come to see you. On my side, even His Majesty has to personally find Xiaobao and Cuckoo if something special happens. Except for their relatives, no one can order them. What about you? They sent people to protect you. If Fan Fan had not lied to him, this Xiaobao or Cuckoo was definitely a heaven-like existence in the Great Tang. Without waiting for Fan Fan to answer, Quan Mo, I asked Zhang Xiaobao, can you see your emperor as you please? It's not casual. In Chong'an, we try our best not to go there when the court is in session. We also don't disturb Her Majesty when she sleeps. The former is because my father is an official in the imperial court. If we go over, it won't be good for us to stand there. If we stand too high up, we will press down on my father, and the etiquette will be disrupted. If we stand too low up, the other officials will be afraid. The latter is because he's resting. It's not good to disturb him, right? What if he's pampering someone, right? Zhang Xiaobao explained, winking at Quan Mo at the end. It was easy to get closer to a man when talking about men. Quan Mo did not feel that their relationship was close at all. Instead, it felt even more distant. He felt that the two of them should not be standing in front of him and talking casually. Normally, he should be kneeling at their feet. An envoy from the Celestial Empire with such great authority. What if there's an emergency that requires the emperor to deal with? Is pampering a woman more important, or are national affairs more important? Quan Mo asked carefully. Fan Fan continued, if there's no emergency that requires your majesty to deal with, as long as Xiaobao and Cuckoo stay in the capital, they will make the decision for themselves. There's no need for your majesty to worry about them. Your majesty can pamper them as you wish. Also, as for what you asked me just now, I didn't order them. They sent troops to protect me because I'm a Tang citizen. However, I can actually ask them to do something, and they usually won't refuse. Isn't that right, Xiaobao? Yes, but there's a prerequisite, Zhang Xiaobao admitted frankly. I know. I can't do anything that will harm the Great Tang. Fan Fan was satisfied. He knew that Xiaobao only needed to say a few words today. If he asked again, Xiaobao would not refuse. There was no need for witnesses or a contract. Xiaobao's words were more reliable than any guarantee. Brother Fan, didn't you say that no one can order them around? Quan Mo was confused. I said that if they have nothing to do, officials can't order them around. I didn't say anything about ordinary people. For example, when they pass by a village in the Great Tang, a villager comes up and says, Xiaobao, help me repair my house. Xiaobao will send people to help repair the house, and at the same time, repair the houses of the other villagers as well. Fan Fan said in a proud tone. Quan Mo finally understood what was going on. Although he had never experienced it, he felt the same way. It turned out that the two people in front of him were such existences in the Great Tang. Their power could compete with the Emperor of the Great Tang, and when they loved the people, they could become the most ordinary person to interact with ordinary people. They were existences that the officials feared, but were also loved and respected by the people. No wonder Fan Fan said that if he offended these two people, the people of the Great Tang would fight to the death with him. How could such people exist in this world? Should he first express his position and agree to join the Great Tang, and then persuade the leader? It seemed that with such people guarding, it would be very safe. Quan Mo hesitated for a moment. He wanted to express his opinion, but he was embarrassed. However, when he looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, his eyes were full of expectation and desire. Zhang Xiaobao saw Quan Mo's expression and knew what he was thinking. However, it seemed that it was not the right time. He needed to wait, so he said, "Let's take a look at our weapons first." Quan Mo immediately put away his thoughts and nodded. "Okay." "Do you see the small branch sticking out of the tree 20 steps away?" Zhang Xiaobao asked. Quan Mo narrowed his eyes and looked. "I see it." With a bang, the branch broke. Zhang Xiaobao's revolver was smoking. Quan Mo trembled in fear and looked at the broken branch in shock. He then glanced at the thing in Zhang Xiaobao's hand and subconsciously took 2 steps back. He swallowed hard and said, "Again, let me see." Zhang Xiaobao put his left hand on the hammer behind the revolver and said to Quan Mo, "Do you see the 2 big leaves 15 steps away and an arm's length apart? They were bitten by insects and are a little yellow." "Wait a minute." Quan Mo took a deep breath and rubbed his eyes. After he was ready, he nodded. "I see it." With a bang, the 2 leaves floated down. Quan Mo's eyes widened. He raised his arm and wiped the sweat on his forehead with his sleeve. He looked at the smoking thing again and asked in disbelief, "2 at once?" "2 at once." It was very fast. "What you heard was the sound of 2 together," Zhang Xiaobao kindly explained to him. "How are they so fast?" Quan Mo was scared. If there were people attacking him, there would be 2 in the blink of an eye. Fan Fan was also surprised. He had never seen Xiao Bao and Cuckoo in action. He had only heard that they were very powerful. Today he had learned something new. He clapped excitedly and asked, "Xiao Bao, is this the fastest gun in the Tang Dynasty?" Zhang Xiaobao shook his head. "No, 2 of the 4 people around Xiaobei are faster than me. Of course, you can ignore them. Stand 30 meters away and act at the same time. As long as you don't miss, both sides will die." "What if it's further?" Fan Fan was curious. "If it's 500 meters away, I'll stand and wait for him to shoot. When he runs out of bullets, I'll chase after him and beat him to the ground. Then, I'll step on him and spit on him," Zhang Xiaobao joked. "Hee, the revolver can't shoot that far." "I know." Fan Fan laughed. At the same time, he was thinking about how to brag to the other merchants when he got back. He wanted to make them regret it when they refused his invitation. Fan Fan could already imagine the other merchants who didn't come when he invited them this time. After hearing about his opportunity, they beat their chests and stamped their feet. Quan Mo, on the other hand, had a lingering fear. It turned out that the 4 guys who didn't have any combat power beside the 9 guys yesterday were so powerful. If he really had bad intentions at that time, he would probably be lying there being guarded and buried in a few days. "Someone bring a long gun." Zhang Xiaobao shouted behind him. Chapter 1304. A long gun was handed over. Zhang Xiaobao took it and looked at the aiming line. He casually found a tree trunk about 100 steps away and fired. Then, he looked through the binoculars and nodded. He said to Quan Moa, "Choose a target." "I saw you hit the tree trunk." "Amazing." Quan Moa's eyes were good. He found that there was a mark on the tree trunk where Zhang Xiaobao had fired at. Zhang Xiaobao smiled and said, "Not counted. Choose another one." "Madam?" "I don't need it," Wang Wan said, but she also took a gun. She also looked at the aiming line and found a tree trunk about 100 steps away. She also hit the target. Quan Moa pulled Fan Fan, who was watching the show, and asked, "Tang's weapons are so powerful now?" "It's people who are amazing. Not only are Xiao Bao and Cuckoo good at using them, but you don't know, they were the ones who invented the guns and many other things. They are the treasures that the heavens have given us. I warn you, don't think about them. Let's not talk about whether you can keep them. Even if you do, they won't do anything for you. There is only one word for you. Death, I know." Quan Moa didn't dare to think about kidnapping 2 people to do things for his tribe. And why should he kidnap them? It was fine as long as they surrendered. Didn't they also surrender before? It was just that their own tribe was in charge of their own territory. They didn't have a good life and still relied on Tang merchants to trade things. After they surrendered, they would send people to take care of them. He believed that their lives would be good. At least the problem of salt was solved. Moreover, it seemed that they didn't intend to bully his people after his tribe surrendered. He felt that they were very easy to talk to. Brother Fan, I think they are too kind. They will suffer a lot in the future. If other tribes are not like us and they are good to others, they may be in danger if others plot against them. Quan Moa kindly reminded Fan Fan. Fan Fan was stunned and looked at Quan Moa in surprise. After a while he whispered, "Kind? Suffer losses?" "That's right. Look at Xiao Bao. He's always so gentle. When he threatens people, he's not aggressive. Although he looks like he can fight, he can't beat a group of people by himself. And Cuckoo. She's so beautiful, especially when she smiles. I'm old now. Otherwise, I'd have to chase after her." Quan Mo began to change his identity psychologically. He now regarded himself as a Tang citizen, so he kindly advised him. Fan Fan pointed at Quan Mo. "You. Brother Mo. If you think so, then you are wrong, very wrong. My mother, how can it be like this? Previously, when I said that they were kind, that expression of yours, that's not the same thing. You're saying that they're kind because they can't fight. I think they're very good at fighting, so they're not kind. The kindness I speak of is from the heart. They can fight, but they're not willing to fight. You're from the great Tang, how could you not understand?" Quan Mo followed Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan to the depths of the mountain while whispering to Fan Fan. As for Zhang Xiaobao's words just now about letting him choose a target, he automatically ignored it. He was not familiar with this kind of weapon at all. How could he choose? Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan did not urge him. They were checking the guns to see how the inner courtyard usually maintained and how the practice was. The inner courtyard was for the servants, not for the protection of the seedlings. But they also had to be familiar with the weapons. Fan Fan was in distress and patiently explained to Quan Mo, "Do you know what happened to Tubo in the past? Do you know why the Tujue disappeared? It's not that they disappeared, but they scattered. Do you know the situation of the tribes in the north of Hebei province of the Tang? I don't know about Hebei province, but I've heard about Tubo and Tujue." Quan Mo waited for Fan Fan to continue. "It's good that you've heard about it. It's all thanks to Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. Cuckoo led the army there and directly killed. Corpses piled up like mountains and blood flowed like rivers. Tubo was scared in an instant. Xiao Bao followed and made the Tubo people hungry. Is he kind?" Fan Fan said and asked. Quan Mo shook his head hard and guiltily looked at Xiao Bao and Cuckoo who were studying the guns. He showed a frightened expression and asked Fan Fan, "Is it that scary?" Devil Cuckoo, with a smile, "People will be destroyed. Ruthless Xiao Bao, killing without spilling blood. Don't you think it's scary? Do you know that the officials of the Tang Empire are most afraid of Cuckoo smiling at them? There's a saying that one would rather hear 100 ghosts howling than see Cuckoo smile. At that time, Cuckoo killed the Tubo people until they didn't have the slightest bit of courage. During the negotiation, Cuckoo went out and the Tubo cavalry retreated. That was really a general suppressing 1,000 cavalry. Do you still think they're kind?" Fan Fan said while shivering. He didn't see it personally, but he could imagine how fierce the war was at that time. After shivering, he laughed again and said, "But the Tang Empire is not afraid. We call Cuckoo a little fairy. If you want to pursue her, don't mention it to others in the future. It will be life-threatening. You're too far away. Only our Xiao Bao can do it. Xiao Bao belongs to Cuckoo, and Cuckoo belongs to Xiao Bao. My family has set up a longevity tablet. When I'm at home, I personally burn incense and pray. When I'm not at home, there are people who guarantee that the incense will continue. To say something disgraceful, now that His Majesty is dead, I'm just sad. After all, he was a good emperor. If Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. Look at my mouth, it's so cheap. I won't say it. Fan Fan slapped himself at the end of his words. Quan Moa figured out everything in an instant and no longer had doubts in his heart. He said to Fan Fan, I understand. It's because of Cuckoo and Xiao Bao that you can do business safely. Yes, everyone in the Tang Empire is grateful to them. So 3 years ago, their caravan between the clouds and the water came to set the price, and we followed it. We can't not follow it. Xiao Bao's dignity can't be challenged. Otherwise, the consequences will be terrible. This is fear. But when we choose to follow it, it's not fear first, but respect first. Fan Fan mentioned the past and told Quan Moa that their tribe should be grateful to Xiao Bao. Quan Moa decided that he had to find an opportunity to express his opinion. Otherwise, when Xiao Bao and Cuckoo left, he would lose such a good opportunity. But there was something he couldn't figure out, so he asked Fan Fan, since they are so powerful, why don't they just use force to subdue us? Are long things and short things guns? It's easy for them to subdue us. Because you speak the same words as us and use the same language. Xiao Bao and Cuckoo have always regarded you as one of their own and couldn't do it. And the 6 Zhao in the West participated in the conspiracy of the Jiangnan Society. The 2 of them should give them a chance and cherish it. Don't push them too far. Their retreat is not cowardice. In fact, Xiao Bao and Cuckoo have always compromised with the Tang Empire. Xiao Bao's ability is something that only businessmen can imagine. Have you heard of the top list of billionaires? Fan Fan asked. He didn't want Quan Moa's tribe to disappoint Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. Quan Moa nodded. The businessmen who came here said that you can't get in at all. I know. It said that it's very powerful. Everyone on the list has a lot of things and money. Yes, I can't get in. I have too little money, and I can't make more profit when I operate. The top 3 were all taught by Xiao Bao, and Xiao Bao is above the list like an eagle in the sky. Fan Fan's heart was full of infinite yearning. Quan Moa got to know Xiao Bao again. Following Fan Fan's words, he looked up at the sky. There was indeed an eagle in the sky. It was so white, like a cloud. If one didn't look carefully, they wouldn't be able to tell that it was an eagle. So his eyes lit up and he first discussed with Fan Fan. How about letting them hit that eagle? Hit you? Fan Fan felt that Quan Moa had become stupid after seeing the people from the Zhang family and Wang family. He said angrily to Quan Moa, That's Shui Yun, General Shui Yun. He's an official of the Tang Empire. Not to mention that he can't fly so high, even if he can, who dares to hit him? Who is willing to hit him? If Shui Yun gets tired of flying one day and lands in my house, I will kill the smallest lamb and feed it to Shui Yun. My lambs are raised to be roasted whole. The white eagle in the sky is a general? Quan Moa felt that it was unbelievable. Yes, Shui Yun participated in the war against Tubo. He helped to deliver information, helped to kill people, and also stopped the Tubo's eagles from flying. He's very powerful. Without him, the war with Tubo would have been delayed. His evaluation was, Endless Blade of Guanshan, throwing head to death on the battlefield, Lingtian, who dares to fly, guarding 1,000 miles with one eagle alone. At that time, there were less than 10 eagles raised by Tubo facing Shui Yun, and they didn't dare to fly. Tell me, how arrogant is the white eagle you see now? Most importantly, he can help to deliver information from the capital to Tubo, flying back and forth. Can you bear to kill him? When Fan Fan was talking to Quan Moa, he didn't forget to wave at Shui Yun. Shui Yun gave him face and slid down, landing on a nearby branch. It chirped at Fan Fan, flapped its wings, and landed on the gun on Zhang Xiaobao's arm. It rubbed its head against Zhang Xiaobao's face, appearing very intimate. Where did your family go? Zhang Xiaobao also rubbed his head against Shui Yun's neck and asked. Quack, quack. Shui Yun chirped twice and turned to look at Dianqi Lake. Oh, they're catching fish in the water? Tell them to throw the fish they caught into the tent. I'll cut them into thin slices for you at night, add a little salt, and some yellow rice wine." Zhang Xiaobao gestured with one hand and said to Shui Yun, "Quack." As long as one was a normal person, they would be able to hear the joy in Shui Yun's voice. Then, Shui Yun flew away with the help of Zhang Xiaobao's gun. Fan Fan's eyes moved. Quan Moa directly prostrated himself on the ground, bowed to Bai Ying, and then kowtowed to Zhang Xiaobao. At this moment, he was completely convinced. That was an eagle, they could actually communicate like this. "Xiaobao, tell him to come back. I want to take a look again." Fan Fan pleaded. Quan Moa was also looking forward to it. "After today's hunting, come back with me. I'll let you take a look at Shui Yun and show me your hometown. If I can believe you, you can also guarantee that every time you meet Shui Yun, you will personally slaughter the cows and sheep. If there's no problem, I can give you a horizontal map of Shui Yun's family supply point. In the future, Shui Yun's family can go to your place if they want to eat. After all, their family's mission is very important. They don't have time to hunt by themselves. If there's a stable supply point, it's still good for them. Now, it's always been my family's business that has such a map." Zhang Xiaobao said to Fan Fan. Fan Fan hurriedly promised, trembling with excitement. "Don't worry, I'll eat first. If there's poison in it, I'll be poisoned to death first. If I don't die, I'll feed them. In the future, no matter where I go, I'll bring a sheep with me and raise it myself. I won't let anyone else touch it. When I see Shui Yun's family, I'll kill them and feed them raw meat. I'll test them." Fan Fan was serious. This was glory. Not everyone was qualified to feed Shui Yun's family. But he also understood that he had to prove that he wouldn't poison them. "Okay. Apply. Find more than 6 guarantors. The family members must have no criminal records. At the same time, there must be more than 200 of them. If. There's no if. I understand. I'll find them," Fan Fan promised. He knew what would happen after that. It would be the annihilation of his family and 9 generations. Zhang Xiaobao nodded. "It's not that I don't want to believe you. After all, Shui Yun can't compare to us. If we go to your house to eat, Cuckoo and I don't need anyone to test the poison. A powerful eagle is very fragile when it falls." Quan Moa watched and listened from the side. He felt very warm. Xiao Bao, Cuckoo, and their family's eagle were working for the Tang Empire. The Tang Empire's people were trying their best to help them. The more Quan Moa thought about it, the more comfortable he felt. He felt that as long as he belonged to the Tang Empire, he wouldn't have to worry about being bullied in the future. So he found a reason to ask, "Can Shui Yun catch birds?" Zhang Xiaobao thought about it and replied, "Shui Yun's family can catch birds, but not for eating, but for practicing. Their normal source of food is raw meat provided by us with a little salt and yellow wine. They like to drink a little wine, and then they'll be very happy. Pick a bird. I'll shoot it. I'll show you the power of a spear." Quan Moa began to look for birds. The gunshots and Shui Yun's appearance had caused many birds to run away. Now, some of them had returned. He pointed to a bird on the treetop and said, "Shoot it." "A sparrow, right?" "Oh yes." Bang, bang, 2 gunshots sounded. A sparrow was missing from the treetop, and another one fell from the sky. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan put away their spears at the same time. Chapter 1305. Quan Moa felt that the beating in his chest was about to stop. He felt that he was not facing a human, but a god. From Fan Fan's words, he knew that Xiao Bao was very good at making money, and he could use this method to attack a group of people. Cuckoo, on the other hand, could command a battle and participate in it personally. These 2 people could obtain absolute power in Tang, which meant that they were also very good at political struggles. Then why was his martial power so strong? From the way they stood before, it could be seen that they were used to attacking the enemy together. They looked less than 20 years old. How could this be? Fan Fan did not think much about it. In his opinion, what he saw was too normal. Xiao Bao and Cuckoo were very powerful. The barking of dogs came from the other side. Two of the hunting dogs that Xiao Bao and Wang Wan brought back the sparrows. Both of their heads were smashed. The dogs put the sparrows down and squatted aside, very obedient. However, Quan Moa could see that these two dogs were not honest, but a kind of calmness. The dog's eyes were narrowed, but it did not mean that they had no spirit, so he enviously asked, "Do the dogs you brought dare to fight with the tigers here?" "It's not about whether they dare or not. Just like the soldiers of Tang, when they are needed, they will go. They never consider how strong the enemy is." Wang Wan smiled and said, "If there is a need, I can also sacrifice myself," Fan Fan said. Quan Moa did not doubt Fan Fan's words. He already knew that the strength of Tang was in the bones, and all of this was brought about by Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. "Bring the grenade launcher." Zhang Xiaobao ordered the people behind him. The grenade launcher was a grenade launcher with primer. It made it easier for soldiers to throw grenades, and it could be thrown further than a person. Quan Moa saw that a new weapon was brought forward, and his expression became serious. Zhang Xiaobao took the grenade launcher and looked at the hill in front of them. He pointed to a small tree about 150 or 160 paces away and said to Quan Moa, "How about we hit that tree?" "All right." Quan Moa wasn't in the mood to think too much. Zhang Xiaobao placed the grenade launcher on the ground. He squinted his eyes and looked at it. After adjusting the angle slightly, he took a grenade and put it in. He pulled the lever, and with a bang, the grenade flew out. The moment the grenade flew out, Zhang Xiaobao put in another grenade and pulled the lever again. Quan Mo watched as the small tree disappeared in a curtain of fire and smoke. About a breath of time later, the fire reappeared in its original position and a sound was heard. Zhang Xiaobao clapped his hands and stood up. Wang Wan looked at him and said, "Not bad." The first shot hit the target directly, and the second shot 3 meters behind. This is how mercenaries usually use it. The purpose is to eliminate the enemy's second fireman. It seems that you received good training. It's just so. It's mainly because the veteran mercenaries can judge the trajectory when they hear it. I had to use the sound of the first shot to cover the second shot. In fact, against a powerful enemy, 2 shots won't kill one. At most, it can delay the enemy's continuous attack. Zhang Xiaobao humbly replied. Anyway, the 2 people in front of him did not understand. Quan Mo ran over as fast as he could to check the situation. He saw 2 small pits in front of him. Some of the surrounding branches were cut, and some of the leaves were pierced. For a moment, he was silent. When Zhang Xiaobao and the others strolled over, he still had not recovered. Zhang Xiaobao said to him again, "There are a few more powerful weapons, but we won't take them out. The most powerful field artillery is too heavy, so we didn't bring it. We only brought 20 infantry cannons. This time, we won't use such weapons. Like you, we will use knives and bows. We don't have bows, but we have crossbows." Quan Mo did not say anything. He did not know what a field artillery was or what an infantry cannon was. Fan Fan was anxious. "Xiao Bao, what if you don't bring powerful weapons? What if you need to fight? I'll go back immediately and organize the other caravans. Even if I have to carry it on my shoulders, I'll carry the cannons for you." Zhang Xiaobao waved his hand. "No need. The other 3 fronts are equipped with field artillery to train the soldiers. Do you think we need to use artillery to attack the enemy without any fortifications? My artillery has always been trained with live ammunition. The other field armies of the Tang Empire don't have so much money to spend, so they can only use it on the battlefield." Fan Fan was relieved. He looked around and said, I'd better go back and wait. I don't know how to hunt. I'll go to the place where we'll gather and prepare the charcoal. I'll wait for you to come back and eat." Fan Fan turned and left. Zhang Xiaobao looked at Quan Moe and invited him, "Let's go together. We'll form a group of 3. As he spoke, Zhang Xiaobao picked up a crossbow and a single-edged serrated knife. Wang Wan looked at them and asked someone to bring over 10 triangular thorns. She handed them to Zhang Xiaobao and said, "Use these to run to the nearest prey. In fact, the javelin is more lethal." Zhang Xiaobao took the weapons and asked someone to bring an iron javelin and carry it on his back. He was worried that he would encounter a bear or tiger. The javelin was not for attacking, but for setting up camp better. The adults went hunting, and Xiao Bei also had his own mission. They had to lead the local children to play. It was not a step of the invasion, but a way to find something to earn money for the local children. The local people did not need to be brainwashed. The language and writing they used was the same as the Tang Empire. At the same time, there was no need to start a war with them. As long as they were willing to provide them with a better life, they would naturally make a choice. Unlike Xinhua and Japan, where there were many people and they still lived on their own islands and peninsulas, Xiao Bei and the others first asked someone to measure the children in the tribe and make 2 sets of clothes as quickly as possible as a greeting gift. Make them bigger. Children grow very quickly. Add a layer of clothes on their elbows, knees, and buttocks. Don't make them look like patches. They have to be wear-resistant and beautiful. Also, leave some leftovers and needles for them. If they wear them, they can mend them themselves. The big man instructed the person who measured the children's figures. The children in the tribe did not know so much. They were happy to have new clothes to wear and were closer to Xiao Bei and the others. It did not take long for the children's figures to be measured. The inner courtyard immediately rushed to make the clothes. Xiao Bei brought the children to the side of Jianqi Lake and did not go into the water. She asked someone to net a few carps and said to the local children, "Do you usually eat carps?" "Yes." A few children shouted together. "There are many bones." There were also children who pointed out the bad points of this fish. "I know there are many bones. How do you usually eat it?" Xiao Bei asked. "Boil it and add salt," someone answered. "Roast it and brush it with salt water. Eat it raw. It's not delicious." Xiao Bei and the others listened. When the children finished speaking, she said, "Don't eat it raw in the future. There will be invisible bugs that will drill into your body, drink your blood, and eat your flesh. If it's braised, you won't be able to prepare so many seasonings. I'll teach you a good way to eat it, steaming it. Put a grate in the pot and a plate on the grate. Put the cleaned carps in it and put some onions, ginger, and so on. Don't forget to add salt. Just like that, it's very fresh when steamed." "What's ginger?" a child asked. Xiao Bei was stunned and asked, "You don't have ginger here?" Seeing the children shake their heads, Xiao Bei raised a hand and gestured. All right. We'll have it in the future. I'll get someone to ship it over after it's cultivated. These merchants are really stupid. They don't know how to ship it over to sell if they don't have ginger locally. It's probably like what brother said in the story. 2 shoe sellers ran to a place where the people there were barefoot. One felt that they couldn't sell because they didn't wear shoes. The other felt that he had struck a fortune because the people here didn't wear shoes, let alone make shoes. The locals don't eat ginger because they don't have it. It's hard to find wild ginger, let alone cultivated ones. If we get someone to send more ginger and teach the locals how to cultivate it, they'll love to eat it. Xiao Yuan added. Xiao Bei thought that they didn't have ginger, so she asked, "Where are the onions?" A child pointed to the mountain. "There are some there. There aren't many of them, but they grow in patches." "Wild?" "I know. After a while, we'll get someone to send over a large amount of onion seeds and teach you how to grow them. They're sweet." Xiao Bei decided to ask around to see what they were lacking. As long as they could be planted and raised, they would make up for it. "It's spicy." A child reminded Xiao Bei that the onions weren't sweet. Xiao Bei smiled at the child who spoke. "The wild ones are spicy. If they're cultivated, according to the season and species, there are sweet ones. There are many people who eat green onions in Hunan province. That kind of green onions isn't very spicy. Of course, Before you get used to it, you can't eat too much. Otherwise, you'll get sick and have a bad stomach. Can we eat it now? The child asked. Yes, we brought some. We'll steam some and braise some for you. Xiao Bei agreed. He instructed someone to prepare the carp so that the locals could get used to eating it. Otherwise, if it was just mutton, many people in other parts of Great Tang couldn't eat it. They should bring it over to exchange. Dianqi Lake was so big. It would be a pity if the aquaculture industry didn't develop. After Xiao Bei made the arrangements, someone began to clean up the carp in front of the children. They nailed the cap of a soda bottle to the bamboo and scraped off the scales of the carp. The children were dumbfounded. It was too fast. So the scales could be removed like this? The carp was cut open with a knife, and the innards were taken out in an instant. One carp was finished. Xiao Bei explained, actually, you can take out the intestines from the gills. It's a little slower, and if you're not familiar with it, you can easily cut your hands. I won't show you. Don't try to learn it yourself. If you get infected, it'll be very troublesome and you'll die. The children looked scared. They didn't want to die. A child boldly pointed at the person who was cleaning up the fish and asked, Xiao Bei, is he not familiar with it? Xiao Bei laughed. If he's not familiar with it, there aren't many people in Great Tang who are familiar with it. This is the best chef in my family. Actually, he shouldn't be doing such a small job. There are other small workers. I chose him to do it so that you can eat the best delicacies. Xiao Yuan added, Today, I'm not talking about eating carp. I'm talking about giving you another way to earn money. The things that are processed from the carp. There are 2 more chapters today. Occasionally, on my birthday, I'll add another chapter. Chapter 1306. Let me say it, let me say it. The moment Xiao Yuan finished speaking, Xiao Nan interrupted. The children looked at Xiao Nan again. To them, it didn't matter who said it. Xiao Nan smiled and said, You will have to study in the future. When we will leave behind 200 people to help develop the local area. We will also leave a few to teach. However, there are too many children and we can't teach all of them. We need other people from the Tang Empire to be your teachers. There is a problem. Teachers are also people and have to eat. We can't expect them to be virtuous enough to contribute for free. We have to give them money. In the past, we gave them meat, which is called tuition. If you come from a distant place and don't give them enough money, most people won't be willing to teach you. So you have to earn money yourself, by learning tools, and give the teachers a salary. Then are the children from other places in the Tang Empire the same? A little girl asked. She wanted to study, but as a girl, she knew that she had no hope unless she could solve the money problem herself. Hearing her question, Xiao Nan showed a sad expression. After thinking about it, he told the truth. Children in most places don't need to spend money, let alone earn money. They even get money when they study well. Who gives them money? The little girl asked again. Merchants. The merchants of the Tang Empire. They take out money to build schools, hire teachers, give rewards, and take care of the food and clothes for the children, Xiao Nan explained. What about us? Another child asked. Danan continued, You don't have to earn money yourself. We will pay for all the expenses. Although we are 9, we have our own money, a lot of it. Part of the money is used for this. Not all merchants in the Tang Empire are willing to spend money on the children. If they don't pay, we will take care of it. I know you want to ask why we don't give you money, right? The children nodded. They were all from the Tang Empire and were willing to be taken care of by the Tang Empire. What was the difference? Some of the children even started to get angry, feeling that the 9 children in front of them were alienating them. Xiao Bei coughed and said, We don't give you money for your growth. Your tribe is different from the Tang Empire. It's not that you are stupid, but that you are inexperienced and can't outsmart others. There are older children. Do you remember the price you paid when you exchanged goods with them 3 years ago? Very cheap, isn't it? Then my family's caravan came over and raised the price. You realized that you were at a disadvantage before, right? Yes, they are too bad. It turns out that a caddy of monkey head mushrooms can be exchanged for so many things. They only gave us a little bit in the past. You guys are really good. You guys set the price, and then the merchants all exchanged according to this price. No one dares to use the previous price. Are they afraid of you guys? A 13 or 14-year-old boy, or perhaps a young man, angrily said a few words, and then asked the doubts in his heart. He also understood that it was impossible for a caravan to come and say the price, and all the other merchants would do as the caravan said. Especially after the caravan between the clouds and the water never came again, but the price was still the same. If the merchants suddenly became better, then why did they keep the price so low before? Xiao Bei nodded proudly. Yes, they're afraid of us. More accurately, they're afraid of my brother. My brother said that if all the merchants of Great Tang were to take out 1 out of 10 of their stocks and give it away for free, the merchants of Great Tang would have to give it away for free. They wouldn't even dare to lie about their stocks. That's what he meant. My brother wouldn't let people give things away for free. Even if my brother is penniless, he just needs to shout and ask for money, and within a day, someone will give him tens of millions of strings of coins. You won't understand if I tell you. Anyway, it's a lot of money. If you buy food, you won't be able to finish it even if you eat for a lifetime. The children in the tribe all opened their mouths and eyes wide, as if they were listening to a fairy tale. Why? A child asked. Xiao Bei waved his hand. It's a long story. You'll know in the future. Then, you'll be proud of being a citizen of Great Tang. Now, I'm going to talk about why we don't give you money. To be honest, a little is enough for you to study and live a life. But at that time, you won't understand the local things and will be at a disadvantage when you grow up. We can't protect you forever, right? If you lose out on the contract, you won't be able to reason it out. If you get angry and use violence to solve the problem, you'll only harm yourself. If we let you work now, you'll be familiar with your local specialties, advantages, and shortcomings. When you go to other places in the future, you'll compare with the local specialties and aspects. Then, you'll know what you need the most and how much the things and services here can be sold for. When Xiao Bei said that, the children felt that Xiao Bei and the rest were thinking for them and became close again. Xiao Bei didn't wait for them to ask again. He took the initiative to say, let's start with the carp. There's a lot of medicine on the carp, such as the eyes, scales, skin, and blood. The eyes and blood aren't easy to preserve, and the skin is troublesome to cut. Why don't we collect the scales, dry them, and sell them? Don't throw away the bones either. It's the same for the bones of other fish. Keep them, dry them, and add the shells of the shellfish in the pond. If they're ground into powder, they can be used to feed livestock and poultry. For example, if a chicken lays an egg with a soft shell, the shell will harden when it's eaten. At the same time, the chick will grow faster. This was the first time the children in the tribe heard that fish scales and bones could be exchanged for things. It was the same for the shells in the pond. The tide would wash up a lot of things with shells. Also, when it rained heavily, the water level would rise, and the water level would recede, leaving behind a lot of shells. They're all eaten by the birds. A child thought of the flocks of birds that landed on the shore or went to the shallow water to eat. He felt distressed. Birds ate shells that could be exchanged for things. Yes, birds like to eat them. There's also small fish and shrimps. Look at the ones flying in the sky. My brother and sister call them red-beaked seagulls. The shells you pick now can only be used as fodder. Dry the meat and put a little salt. When you sell it, you can give it to people who don't have or lack it as snacks. Then, there's also some damaged shellfish. You can dry them too. That's to say, pick the good ones and sell them. Keep the bad ones and ensure the quality. It's to let others know that everything you have is good quality. Yes, that's what it means. What do you do with the bad ones? Grind them into powder like the bone powder and shells. I'll teach you how to make a kind of noodle food, bread. Put the powder into the noodle and bake the bread to feed the red-beaked seagulls. Xiao Bei explained the use of everything in detail to the children. If she didn't have to go with her brother and sister, she would have wanted to stay. Dianqi Lake's scenery was really beautiful. Moreover, she heard from her brother that the weather here was good. Living here for a few months was not bad. Unfortunately, she had no choice. The local children did not understand. Other things could be used to exchange for things they needed. Things that should have been thrown away had to be specially made and then fed to the birds. Birds were not chickens. If they were raised, they could eat eggs and meat. If the birds finished eating and flew away, wouldn't they be tired for nothing? I don't want to feed the birds, a child said unhappily. How else should I say that you need to learn? Xiao Yuan looked like a child who couldn't be taught. You can't do without knowledge and experience. Now, you only see the things in front of you and don't think about the future. Dianqi Lake. What a beautiful lake. We are now building dams and digging canals. In the future, we will build pavilions and corridors in the shallow water areas. There can be boats on the lake, barbecues on the shore, and restaurants. Our Tang people are getting richer and richer. Our productivity is catching up. In other words, we produce a lot of things and can't use them all up. The technology of road construction is improving. In the future, there will be many slaves. Everyone doesn't need to do things every day. The rich people can come out to see the scenery and customs of various places and taste the delicacies of every place. In the future, there will be many people coming to Dianqi Lake. We just need to advertise. What does that have to do with feeding the birds? A child directly asked the key point. Xiao Bei and the others were helpless. In the future, when people come to play, can you feed the birds? You sell them the things to feed the birds and make money, right? Now, you have to feed the birds until they are not afraid of people and like to eat your food. Only then will people buy it. After Xiao Bei finished speaking, she felt that she had no energy. This bunch of stupid children. The children were very sensitive. When they saw Xiao Bei's expression, one of them asked, "Are we stupid?" That's not it. It's just that my expectations are too high. I always compare the children with us. Not only you, but even the adults in your tribe can't figure it out. If you can immediately understand any of our ideas and think of other advantages, then all of you can enter the top ranking of the richest people. So, you have to learn as you do. Other than the things in the water, there are also all kinds of mushrooms and mountain vegetables in the mountains. When you have time, go and pick them. Dry them in the sun or in the shade. They can all be sold for money. When you pick them, you have to be careful not to be bitten by snakes and insects. You are not allowed to enter the mountains that are too deep. Xiao Bei first comforted the other party. She admitted that the content of what she was saying now was not something the children could understand. Many adults were confused when they heard it. At the same time, Xiao Bei warned them not to let the children go deep into the mountains and forests and be eaten by wild beasts just to earn some money. The children did not know what the top ranking was. They knew that Xiao Bei and the others were better than them, so they did not understand a lot of what she said. Xiao Bei, teach us again. Let's see what else we can do. A child requested. Okay, you have to pick mushrooms and mountain vegetables in the mountains. You also have to make powder from fish scales, fish bones, and shells. You also have to sell shellfish jerky. There is no fixed price for these things between the clouds and the water. The merchants will pay according to their own ideas. I'll teach you a way so that you won't lose too much. Yes, don't lose. Not take advantage of others. You won't be able to take advantage of others unless we do it ourselves. Xiao Bei did not forget to show off her skills. The children in the tribe laughed and continued to listen carefully. They had never been told this before. The way is to pretend to be children. Oh, you are children. Yes you. Stand up. You look cuter. Brother always says that we are cute. Xiao Bei pointed at a girl in the crowd. She looked to be around 6 or 7 years old. Like Xiao Bei, she had long eyelashes and a small face. Xiao Bei had observed her before. Her habitual expression was Wei Wei. She pouted her lips a little and stared at him curiously. It made people want to kiss her when they saw her. You're calling me? The little girl who was pointed at by Xiao Bei bit her lip and looked left and right. She lowered her head slightly, but her eyes were looking up. She was indeed cute. Chapter 1307. Take a step forward and learn from me. I'll teach you how to say it. Little Bei was very satisfied with the girl's behavior. The girl timidly took a step forward. Little Bei took out a mirror from her bag and looked at herself. Then, she said, "It's like this. I take a bamboo tube of fishbone powder and go to a merchant who comes to my tribe to trade. I say, 'Uncle, do you want powder that can be fed to fish?' I grab a handful and sprinkle it into the water. Fish eat it. Also, my chicks love to eat it more than fish. Uncle, do you have fish and chicks at home? I'm willing to give you some. You can feed them at home. They like to eat it. Can you come and buy my powder? I'll exchange it for sugar candy. See? Learn from me. Remember, you have to look up and blink your eyes when you talk to them. Don't laugh or cry. Look a little dazed. You're naturally dazed. When he gives you a price, you write it down. When other caravans come to your side, you can ask them. You can sell to whoever offers the highest price. That way, you won't lose as much." The boys in the tribe stared at Little Bei, their eyes shining. They did not know if the deal would work, but they knew that Little Bei was very cute. "Little Bei, you're acting cute," Little Yuan said. "I'm selling powder, okay? This is the only advantage a child has. If I don't take advantage of it, I'll be letting myself down," Little Bei retorted. Quan Moe's son looked at Little Bei and wanted to invite her to stay in the village, but he recalled his father's words and did not dare to say it. Instead, he asked, "Little Bei, do you usually do business like this?" "I don't." "Do I need to act cute?" Little Bei curled her lips. "If I were to sell local specialties, I would directly tell the merchant that you give me a price and come up with a detailed sales plan. What will you use to ensure sales volume? How will you stabilize the loyalty of the buyer group? Also, how much profit do you pursue? What percentage of advertising investment are you willing to provide? How is it different?" Quan Moe's son asked. "Because I'm Zhang Xiaobei. With the 9 of us combined, our marketing wisdom is stronger than the merchants who come. At the same time, we have more resources to use. Do you understand? If you want others to respect you, you have to become strong first. The more you know about a certain industry, the less people in the same industry dare to bully you. We no longer need to rely on our identities as brothers and sisters. We can sit on equal footing with ordinary merchants, and if we add on our status as great Tang patrol emissaries, we can mobilize many resources. For example, in the war between the Tang Empire and Duoshi this time, through the Candy House chain of partners, it is convenient for us to support the war indirectly. Our words determine the direction of millions of strings of money. This was why they were allowed to earn their own money. The children in the capital enjoyed the funds provided by the merchants to study. Not only did they not accept the charity of others, but they also formed a kind of charity to the merchants who took the money. Everyone fought to give them money. It's because of where they are, as well as their knowledge and status. If you need merchants to invest here, you're purely accepting charity. I hope that you can be more self-reliant. Of course, I will also give you help, not charity." Xiao Bei explained. It could be said that his words were heartfelt and earnest. After that, she took out a stack of money from her bag, counted out 100 notes, and handed them to the tribe leader, Quan Moe's son. "Take this, 10,000 strings of coins. Each note is 100 strings of coins. The purchasing power, oh, how many things can you buy with this? Just take one note and buy enough salt from the merchants to feed your entire tribe for 3 years, and it's the kind of salt that you eat with all your might under the circumstances of a 9-fold difference. If you want to use it all to buy salt, your tribe can eat for 300 years. This money is for you. When the tribe is in trouble and needs money, you can use it, but you are not allowed to use it to buy luxury goods. If I find out who bought luxury goods, I will make him lose his life. Our money is not so easy to cheat. Xiao Bei first introduced the purchasing power and then threatened. The children in the tribe had no concept of buying other things, but when it came to salt, it was much more intuitive. The stack of money in front of them could buy the salt that the tribe ate for 300 years. Quan Moe's son looked nervously at the other 8 people, afraid that the 8 of them would ask for all the money back. 300 years of salt was really scary. After a while, he took out another note in embarrassment and handed the others to Xiao Bei. 1 is enough. Give us all the money. You have no money to use. Ha! Xiao Bei laughed. Give you all our money? Do you know how much money we have? The money we earn in a day is twice as much as what you have. Money is just a number to us now. If we use a part of this number to improve the lives of others, we will be happy. We don't care about money. We only care about how others use it. Why do you think we need a lot of money? We eat and we're at home. Our family has more money than us. What we are worried about now is how to spend it, not how to save it in the bank to earn interest. Xiao Yuan and the others nodded. They indeed had so much money that they had nowhere to spend it. Every time they took out a sum of money to spend on the Tang Dynasty's children's welfare, they would earn more. The main reason was that the brand of the Precious Candy House chain was too strong. The children of the rich would definitely choose to spend money at Precious Candy House. Even the adults liked to play at Precious Candy House's amusement park. Quan Moe's son couldn't believe it. His voice trembled as he said, "With money you have power. You also know about power. Power is not obtained by money. It is given by the people. Power itself has no value. Its value is reflected in how much benefits the person who enjoys the power can bring to the person who gave it to him. Even if we don't have money, we still have power because the people trust us. Power is invisible. Whether it is abused or not depends on who the power holder uses the power on. Forget it. You won't understand even if I tell you. Many people forget the root of power. Every time they seek benefits for themselves, it's a blasphemy against power. What's dirty is not only the transaction of power, but also their soul. When they die, they definitely won't be able to close their eyes." Xiao Bei said a lot and shook his head. He felt that it was impossible to communicate with ordinary children. Quan Moe's son really didn't understand, but he knew that he had money now. He could buy salt for the tribe to eat for 300 years. He considered whether to buy more and save it for later use. Xiao Hai seemed to see through the other party's plan and hurriedly said, "Don't buy salt. There will be salt soon. It won't cost you money. Eat as much as you want. If you can't think of how to spend it, keep it. There's no need to be afraid of depreciation. This is because after productivity increases, the depreciation of money is on luxury goods and medium-sized products, not low-end goods that are affected by productivity. I've said too much again. Anyway, you just need to know that this money is very useful. If you don't make money from selling things, use it to pay for your learning equipment and the cost of hiring teachers." Quan Moe's son clenched the money tightly. His eyes reddened as he asked, "Why are you so good to us?" "Because you admit that you are from the Tang Empire. We have always treated our own people well. If it were a child from Japan or a child from Xinlua, I wouldn't care if they died," Xiao Bei said in a very domineering manner. After thinking for a while, he said, "Actually, the children in Japan and Xinlua are not bad either. They were invited to the capital, including their families. Back then, we were the ones who suggested that the best children from the Tang Empire be chosen to come to the capital. It was a very simple purpose. In the end, my brother and sister found out and came up with a series of plans. Sigh. We are still too far away from them. Every time we feel that we are powerful, my brother and sister will use the actual situation to let us understand that we are still very ignorant." Yes, ignorant. The children in the tribe were speechless. "Xiao Bei, are your brother and sister much more powerful than you?" Quan Moe's son asked. "Generally. You don't understand at all how difficult the negotiations between us and them were. When we tried our best to think of something to take advantage of them, they easily offset it. This is the result of them only defending and not attacking. Otherwise, why do you think the merchants who came to trade with you listened to my family's caravan between the clouds and the water? What they are afraid of is not my family's power, but my brother's methods. Economic problems must be solved by economic means. This is called Jianghu matters end in Jianghu. This kind of confidence is the root of their fear. Are you confused again? You will understand in the future. The more you know, the more you will realize your ignorance. Xiao Bei looked very wronged. He pouted and said. The children in the tribe were also afraid. They had thought that Xiao Bei and the others were the most powerful. They had never thought that they would also be bullied. Quan Moe's son gently rubbed the money with his hand. He was still worried and asked, "We took your money. What do you need us to do? For example, tell the adults to quickly become Tang people." "There's no need," Xiao Gang said bluntly. "If you don't tell the adults, we will still give you the money because you told us that you admit that you are Tang people. If you want to repay us, when you have a lot of power, remember to do good things for the people of Tang. When you have money, remember to provide a stable learning environment for the other children. Passing on the torch is the foundation of a nation and a country. What we do for you today is what you need to do for others tomorrow. When we leave, there will be a local contact station that sends telegrams to us if anything happens. Now we will teach you how to turn shells into powder. You need a mill, a fine grain mill. I will give you one and have someone make it immediately." In the mountains, Quan Mo was hunting with Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. He thought that the two of them were powerful in martial arts and knowledge, but they were not familiar with the local situation and would not be very successful in hunting. What he did not expect was that the two of them seemed to have lived near Jianqi Lake since they were young. Their footsteps and vigilance were just right. He saw with his own eyes that when Zhang Xiaobao was tracking the tracks left by the prey, he casually killed 2 hidden poisonous snakes and handed them to Wang Wan. Then, Wang Wan took care of them and put them in her backpack. They were now chasing a tiger, so there were only 3 of them. Quan Mo was very nervous. He did not expect Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan to be so bold. It was a tiger. With only 3 people, they dared to track it and even planned to hunt it. After moving forward for a while, Quan Mo could not help but say, "Xiaobao, why don't we change it? Tigers are not easy to fight." "It's okay, Xiao Hu. I am going to catch it alive. There is a male tiger missing in the zoo. You just happened to encounter it. I will use other weapons in a while, so it is not considered a part of the competition," Zhang Xiaobao replied. Chapter 1308. The little tiger that Zhang Xiaobao was talking about was indeed a little tiger, but it didn't mean that this kind of tiger couldn't grow up. It was just that the tiger itself was small. He also knew that there were many tigers of the same species in this area, but he didn't plan to kill them. This was a national first-class protected animal at his time. He also didn't think that killing a tiger would show his heroism. The number of tigers had always been small, but because tigers were active in a wide area, it caused people to be afraid of them. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan came over, they brought anesthetic bullets. Wang Wan also carried an anesthetic gun on her back. When they encountered a strong animal, they would directly use the anesthetic gun to kill it. It was just hunting, not risking their lives. Quan Moa was still worried. He didn't know the function of the gun on Wang Wan's back, and it looked different from the gun she used before, so he worriedly reminded, "What if the little tiger is meeting up with its family?" "That's impossible. We didn't hear the cries of the little tiger." At the same time, there weren't any large tiger footprints on the ground. This means that this is a lonely little male tiger. I want to find a companion for it. Isn't it cruel to lock it up in the zoo in Beijing? When Zhang Xiaobao thought about how the tiger was still alive and well, yet you had to catch it and lock it up for others to see, he felt that someone would stand up and say something about animal protection. However, Zhang Xiaobao chose the wrong person. When Quan Moa heard Zhang Xiaobao's words, he was puzzled. "Cruel. Are we going to feed it directly when we put it in a zoo?" "Yes, it's not good to let it come out and find its own food. What if it eats people? As long as we catch it, it won't be able to come out of the cage. Zhang Xiaobao squatted down and carefully observed the grass under his feet. Isn't that good? It doesn't have to work hard to catch prey. It can eat and sleep when it wants. It's already good that we didn't kill it, but we still feed it meat. Life is really good. Quan Moa suddenly felt that if he became a tiger and was caught, he would have food and drink. His life would be very good. Zhang Xiaobao felt that he couldn't communicate with Quan Moa. Freedom. No one would want to be locked up in a cage. He would rather live a poor life than be unable to leave the cage and be surrounded by people at the same time. Wang Wan chuckled and said, "Don't worry about what the tiger thinks. Let's catch it first, catch it, and then go back." The children who often go to the zoo say that one less tiger is not extinct. Only those who have nothing to do will consider the feelings of the tiger. People are tired of living. Why should we care about the tiger if we don't care about the people? That makes sense. Maybe it's because they want to flaunt their kindness and find a bunch of excuses to overthrow the nature of the world's law of the jungle. If everyone was really so kind, the world would be at peace long ago, and no one in Africa would starve to death. Anyway, I'll eat whatever I want, even if it's a panda, as long as I have the money. As for what other people think, I don't care. I always feel that this so-called kindness to animals is hypocritical. This kind of person is only using animals to show their kindness. In fact, they don't even think about their own kind from the perspective of kindness. Is that so? Zhang Xiaobao lowered his head and carefully sniffed the smell of a pile of feces. He nodded and changed direction to chase. Quan Mo felt disgusted. He didn't expect that this person, who had absolute status in the Tang Empire, would actually do something like sniffing other people's feces. He resisted the urge to vomit and followed Zhang Xiaobao. When Wang Wan passed by the feces, she also bent down to smell it and got up to chase. She didn't care about being disgusted. She was a tyrant flower. In some ways, she was the same kind of person as Xiaobao. In her eyes, there were only tasks and goals, and there was no sense of self. So what if she smelled tiger feces? If there was a need, so what if she tasted human feces? At least she could make a simple judgment whether the other party had diabetes or not. At that moment, she was just a tool. It wasn't like she hadn't practiced sneaking in feces before. What was wrong with that? In the pursuit of life, other than being alive, everything else was empty. This little tiger is quite cautious, changing directions back and forth. Where is its home? We have to reach it before the animal activists find it, catch it successfully, and move it immediately. Zhang Xiaobao was tired of chasing and said funny things to relax. Wang Wan also wiped the sweat on her forehead. As long as there is an attribution in front of the activists, then it is hypocritical. Animals are protected, so why can't plants be protected? This is a very interesting situation. For plants, animal activists feel that they can eat as much as they want, but they don't protect the animals that need protection the most, humans, because they feel that humans are at the top of the food chain. According to this, are carnivores at the top of vegetarian animals? Will they attack carnivores in order to protect herbivores? No, because they feel that this is natural elimination. The basic theory is reflected in the fact that animals are not as smart as humans, but are plants smarter than animals? Are the lives of plants not lives? Therefore, their kindness is selective. Isn't that so? People say that they can be killed but not abused. As a human, it is better to live a bad life than to die a good death. Tell me, to a person who has committed a death sentence, what would he choose if he were to be whipped every day but not killed, or directly killed and not whipped? I am not saying that I don't want to protect animals. If they are rare, then I will protect them. The purpose is different. They protect animals because they think that they are animals and feel pity for them. I protect animals because I want to let these animals live so that the people of Tang Empire can recognize them and see them with their own eyes. Therefore, animal activists are hypocrites who flaunt their sincerity. They are narrow-minded people who show their love for humanity. The best way to describe them is that they have nothing better to do. Zhang Xiaobao also said. Quan Mo looked at Zhang Xiaobao and then at Wang Wan. she begged. "Can the two of you speak human language? I don't understand." Zhang Xiaobao looked at Quan Mo with a happy expression. He said to Wang Wan, "Look, our brother-in-law understands thoroughly. Why didn't I think of this? I should say this to animal activists. Can you speak human language? I don't understand." "Okay, you don't have a chance to say this. Where is the tiger?" Wang Wan pitied Quan Mo. He followed the two of them. Most people would not understand the communication between the two of them. It was a connection that transcended time and space. No matter what she said, it was a kind of happiness for her to come here with Xiaobao. If it was her, even if there was a man who cherished her, would he understand if she told him that the main purpose of the aircraft carrier was to provide a landing and supply platform for planes? That was a kind of indescribable loneliness. "Xiaobao, it is good to have you," Wang Wan said to Zhang Xiaobao. Quan Mo frowned. "The two of you can still say such mushy things at this time? It is good to have you." Zhang Xiaobao held the binoculars and replied, "Because you have the anesthetic gun on your back. Look through the binoculars. On the left, about 20 degrees, which is the direction of 10 o'clock, there is a beautiful little tiger. It is looking at me. Quick, take the gun down and climb up the tree. I hope it does not practice this skill." "Who said that tigers can't climb trees? That is because the big tiger is too heavy. The small one can climb up. Choose a place. I will cover. You prepare to shoot. We need a bait. What should we do?" "Don't look at me. I am not going to rush over." Quan Mo finally understood Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's words at the critical moment. Okay. Let me observe first to see if it is full. I hope it is hungry so that it will be interested in us. I can't tell. Let me calculate. Cuckoo, you go forward first. If the tiger runs over, you run to me. I will support you up the tree behind. If it does not come over, you first occupy the commanding position. I will follow and send you to the tree 30 meters in front. I will continue to move forward and lure it over." Zhang Xiaobao analyzed and said to Wang Wan. Wang Wan immediately picked up the gun and walked forward. At the same time, she observed her feet. She did not want to be tripped while running. This kind of low-level mistake would lose face for Ba Wang Flower. Even if she knew that she would fall, Xiaobao could make her not be in a dangerous situation. What about me?" Quan Mo asked anxiously. Xiaobao did not seem to mention what she should do. "You go up the tree first. I will give you a binoculars to play with. Remember to return it to me later. You are not qualified to have it." Zhang Xiaobao handed over his binoculars. Quan Mo excitedly received it and looked at Zhang Xiaobao worriedly and asked, "What about you?" "Go up quickly. Do you still need binoculars more than 300 meters? Before, I was looking for the target. Now that the target has been determined, how can I not keep an eye on it from 300 meters away? How can other people snipe from 800 meters to 1,000 meters without a scope?" Zhang Xiaobao urged. He took out a tri-edged thorn and approached Wang Wan. Wang Wan had already climbed up and squatted at a height of more than 4 meters. She used a tree branch to block herself and held the tranquilizer gun horizontally. Zhang Xiaobao came to the tree where Wang Wan was and threw away all the tri-edged thorns except for the one in his hand. Then, he began to tidy up his clothes and shoes. After thinking for a while, he took off his shirt and exposed his upper body. He moved his arms and made 2 small jumping movements. Then, he observed the position below Wang Wan and walked towards the little tiger that had been staring at him. Every step was almost the same distance. Wang Wan, who was on the tree, licked her lips and took a deep breath. Then, she no longer paid attention to Zhang Xiaobao. She instantly entered the best sniping state. Zhang Xiaobao continued to move forward. He swung his wrist and shouted at the little tiger, "Come, baby, come to brother." When the tiger heard the call, or rather, the provocation, it got up and ran towards Zhang Xiaobao. Zhang Xiaobao turned around and narrowed his eyes. He stared at the little tiger and estimated the distance between the tiger's speed and the tree that Wang Wan was at. He also estimated the distance between his speed and the tree that Wang Wan was at. When the tiger was 150 meters away from Zhang Xiaobao turned around and ran. He took 20 steps and jumped, flying below Wang Wan. He grabbed the tree branch beside him with one hand and played with a tri-edged thorn with the other hand. Then, bang! Wang Wan fired. Over. That's a tranquilizer gun, not an anti-material sniper rifle. It's still running. F***CK, it's really pouncing. Go down, go down. Yes, brother, you can't. If you come up from this height, I'll stab you. Just as Zhang Xiaobao said a few words, the little tiger had already come over. It jumped and wanted to bite him. Zhang Xiaobao gently poked its nose with the tri-edged thorn. It howled and tilted its head and fell down. Chapter 1309. In the end, the little tiger didn't manage to eat the people on the tree. It was numb in its heart. Zhang Xiaobao waited for a while before breaking off a tree branch and throwing it at the little tiger. Seeing that it still didn't move, he jumped down and took out a rope to tie the little tiger's limbs. The effect of the medicine is not bad. I've tested it on pigs and monkeys before. This is the first time I've used it on a tiger. There are still tigers here. We have to cherish them in the future. We can't kill them all. Wang Wan's last words were directed at Quan Moa. Quan Moa didn't think much of it and explained, tigers eat sheep and also people. Rhinoceroses are also very destructive. No matter how powerful they are, how can they be compared to people? There will be people to protect you. Only when the number of tigers and rhinoceroses reaches a certain level can you apply to kill them. Otherwise, you will be violating the laws of the Tang Empire. Carry them. Naturally, Wang Wan did not carry the prey. Zhang Xiaobao and Quan Mo cut down a branch and threaded it through the rope. The two of them, one in front and one at the back, lifted the tiger and walked back. Today, they did not hunt other prey. Wang Wan looked back at the dense forest and the sound of birds chirping. She muttered, in the future, our children can't only see the tigers and rhinoceroses that appeared in Yunnan on TV. Jianqi Lake isn't the only beautiful place here. India is not bad. At least there's something left behind. Zhang Xiaobao heard Wang Wan's words and added. Quan Moa couldn't understand. Why was India not bad? What was left behind? He was more concerned about the thing used to kill the tiger. He held the tree branch on his shoulder and asked curiously, can you kill the tiger without killing it? After the tiger dies, it won't feel anything. Can you kill a person with a gun? It depends on where you hit. If you hit the heart, neck, and eyes, there will be death. Zhang Xiaobao smiled and said, what I mean is to hit the legs and buttocks close to the body. Sometimes, there will be pus and blood in the wound. It will be very painful to cut it with a knife. If you hit a person with the thing used to kill a tiger and cut it again, won't it not hurt? Quan Mo, a thought about the practical aspect, which was reflected in medical treatment. Zhang Xiaobao was walking behind him, so he couldn't see Quan Mo's expression. However, he was very surprised. He didn't care if the other party could see him. He nodded. It's already in use. There's no need to shoot with a gun. It's similar to a tranquilizer bullet. There's a small needle in front of it. There's also the inhalation anesthesia that's currently being researched. When you take a breath, you'll feel numb. You won't feel any pain when you cut your body with a knife. The amount is hard to control, so they're experimenting with monkeys. Poor monkeys, they've made great contributions to humanity, but unfortunately, they don't have white mice. Quan Mo did not understand what the white mouse could do, but he was surprised by the great Tang's methods. If the previous bombs were used to attack, the anesthetic now was used to protect the people. Quan Mo had never been to the Great Tang before, so he had only heard bits and pieces from the merchants, especially when it came to weapons. In the past, he had thought that the stories were exaggerated, but now that he had seen the real thing, he began to believe the merchants. Xiao Bao, is it troublesome to return the tribe to the great Tang? Quan Mo finally couldn't help but ask the question in his heart. It's not troublesome. As long as you admit it and return to your hometown, we'll immediately set up the framework. We'll send medical personnel to the area first. I know that you need people who can treat illnesses the most. Although there aren't many people there, it's not a problem to send a few people. At the same time, you can study the local diseases and medicinal herbs. Zhang Xiaobao was very happy and looked forward to the local people returning to the Great Tang. If they became a family, the local resources could be put to good use. In the future, they could use this as a logistics base for expansion. There are also gems. Zhang Xiaobao thought of the local specialties and said, "Yes, I'll give you some when we go back." Quan Mo thought that Zhang Xiaobao wanted some. Zhang Xiaobao quickly replied, "No, I'm just saying. You can't mine too hard, especially destructive ones. In order to get a gem, you'll destroy more gems. The wealth underground should be left to future generations as much as possible. If we want to use gems, we can snatch them from other countries." "Oh, I mean exchange." Quan Mo couldn't follow Zhang Xiaobao's train of thought. He didn't understand why they wanted to leave it to future generations. There were many gems in the ground, and they could be dug up as much as they wanted. If they wanted to exchange them from other places, they would have to pay something. But he didn't refute. Since they didn't want to dig, he wouldn't dig first. The only thing that worried him was that if he didn't take out the gems, how could he exchange for valuable things with other places in the Great Tang? As if guessing Quan Moe's thoughts, Wang Wan said to him, "Your wealth isn't just gems. For me and Xiao Bao, your gems are nothing. As long as they have value, it's nothing more than a matter of money. Compared to gems, we care more about you. People are the most precious. You just have one less opportunity. Wait for our people to guide you. You don't have to worry about exchanging with other places in the future. You can form your own caravan. After hunting for more food, slaves will come over to help build the road. If there aren't enough slaves, we will spend money to hire Indians to work." There are also places like Zhenla and other places. Don't spend money on others. We can fix it ourselves. Use the money on us. Quan Mo's thoughts were simple. Many people were like him. You have jobs that earn more money. For example, you can be a supervisor and see if other people are lazy when they are working. The money you get will be much more than the people who are working, Zhang Xiaobao explained. If we work and supervise, won't we get more money? Quan Mo said to Zhang Xiaobao, "Do you have so many people? I need the road to be paved as soon as possible. It will be smooth and suitable for large groups of people to pass through quickly. I won't wait for you to fix it bit by bit. Your lives are not as good as those in the prosperous places of the Great Tang. It's not because you were born poor, but because of the inconvenience of transportation. Many resources can't be transported out, many resources can't be used, and the outside world needs your resources very much. A road is a hope. Those who haven't experienced it will never know." Zhang Xiaobao was trying to influence Quan Moe, hoping that he would change his mind as soon as possible. There was a wider world outside. Quan Mo acknowledged again. Although he didn't understand, he believed that Xiao Bao wouldn't lie to him. Previously, he thought that Xiao Bao and Cuckoo had more than 10,000 people, and that it would be easy for them to attack his tribe. There were no old or weak people in the group, and they would have more people who could fight if they attacked his tribe. Now, he understood that they didn't need to send too many people to attack his tribe. A few dozen people could kill his tribe. With such ability, why would they need to lie to him? Thinking about military force, Quan Mo recalled what the merchants had said. As long as the people of the Great Tang were bullied, the Great Tang would send troops to help them take revenge. Thinking that he would be a Great Tang person in the future, he wanted to ask clearly, so he said, "What if the people of my tribe are bullied by the people of other tribes? Will you help?" "It depends on what tribe it is. The one with the surname Meng? That's an internal problem. In the future, you will need to cooperate with them and have the protection of the law. It won't be like the people of India. If they kill one of your people, we will immediately kill hundreds of people in India and even drag down the king of some small country. What about the 6 Zhao? Kwang-o asked again. Even now, I still don't understand what the 6 Zhao are planning. In truth, you should have noticed that there are many habits that don't differ much between the two of you. What Huan and I are thinking about is bringing the 6 Zhao into the Great Tang. They have more people, and after they are incorporated, a large part of them will need to be scattered all over the Great Tang, including you and the people with the surname Meng. To put it bluntly, we want to assimilate you. Otherwise, we will need more time to slowly influence you. We can't wait. Otherwise, it will be easy for us to rely on the local area as a place for logistics, and you will cause a fire in our backyard. How miserable would my life be? Zhang Xiaobao didn't hide his purpose in the slightest and directly stated it for Quan Moe to hear. Sometimes, one could be a little more sincere in communication. It was better to speak openly than to play dirty tricks behind one's back. Although Quan Mo didn't understand some of the words, he could guess the meaning. He nodded and said, I'm also very afraid that when I lead the warriors on the front lines to fight, there will be betrayals behind me. When the time comes and you migrate people, will they still be able to come back? It's not a migration. It's a recruitment method to call people over to work and give them more money. They have to bring their families and at the same time, let them see the outside world. If they have time, they can come back if they want to. It's not forcing them. You can rest assured that Cuckoo and I will never do anything to harm you. You won't understand even if I tell you. In any case, we are family. Zhang Xiaobao gave his promise to Quan Moe. Quan Mo truly couldn't understand. They clearly had powerful martial strength, but they were still negotiating with him. He had the same weapon, and he had long ago conquered the people with the surname Meng and the 6 Zhao. And it seemed that Xiaobao and Cuckoo weren't stupid. Why did they treat him like this? Unable to figure it out, Quan Mo decided not to think about it anymore and promised, okay, when my king comes, I'll persuade him. Okay, this time I'll give you 5 spears and a handgun, 1,000 bullets for the spear and 30 bullets for the handgun. We'll train you for a few days, and the bullets will be on us. As for the small cannon, I won't give it to you. It's not easy to use it, and it'll be bad if it explodes. Consider it a benefit for you. Zhang Xiaobao mentioned the matter of weapons. This was something that Quan Mo really wanted, but he didn't mention it before. If it were him, he felt that he wouldn't have agreed. He didn't expect Xiaobao to be so easy to talk to. He didn't even ask for it and already gave it to him. Considering that he would have weapons to protect his tribe in the future, Quan Mo was happy at first, but then he asked Zhang Xiaobao suspiciously, aren't you afraid that we'll shoot you with weapons? We're a family. If you really shoot at us, don't blame me and Cuckoo for being ruthless, Zhang Xiaobao said frankly. I'm just asking. We're a family. Quan Mo was relieved. He believed that he would get the weapons, not Xiaobao's casual words. Wang Wan suggested, Xiaobao, let's give them some money. Give them a few thousand strings of coins, enough for them to buy things with merchants, such as advanced farming tools. I see that their plows are all made of wood. No, Xiaobei and the others will definitely give it to us. I know the little guys too well. They never run out of money. They always find a reason to give it to others and use it on their children. Fortunately, our education didn't fail. They only care about the children of the Tang Empire. They don't care about the children of other countries. When Zhang Xiaobao talked about his younger siblings, the smile on his face became brighter. The corners of Wang Wan's mouth also curled up. Every time she thought of her younger siblings, she felt very happy. Quan Mo also liked Xiaobei and the others very much. At a glance, he felt that they were better than other children. Moreover, they were also good-looking. He hoped that when he had children in the future, they would be like Xiaobei and the others. So he asked, Xiaobao, are the children taught in the Tang Empire the same as Xiaobei and the others? Do they have money? Ah, same. Haha, Do you know how much effort Cuckoo and I put into their education? If I used this energy to make money, I could sell half of the land in the Tang Empire. Speaking of which, others can also teach well, but it's too difficult. If they're not their own children, who would be willing to teach them like this? As for money, they have their own businesses. In fact, it's all managed by the inner courtyard of the family. They just came up with ideas, but Cuckoo and I support them. They get less than 6 million strings of coins a year, and more in the future. They use about 2 million strings of coins, of which, more than 700,000 strings of coins are used in children's medical research. This is really expensive, so they have to invest in it themselves. But in the future, the money spent will increase. We can't always let businessmen pay for all the school fees. In the past, there was no way, but now we have free hands. When it came to education, Zhang Xiaobao was still very conceited. He and Wang Wan taught their younger siblings with knowledge that was beyond this era, and the results were quite good. Quan Mo was not most concerned about education, but money. He was not like his son, who did not know much about the Tang Empire's money. He knew how many things could be bought with the Tang Empire's money. When he found out that the 9 children could earn millions of strings of coins a year, he even had the thought of robbing them. Even if he only robbed half of the money they earned every year, it was enough for the people in the tribe to enjoy for several lifetimes. You don't want their money? Quan Mo did not understand. It wasn't easy for them to find a way to make money. How can we take it and use it? In fact, they put the money in the bank, and I use it. Besides, the family doesn't lack their money. Zhang Xiaobao said with a smile. That money? How much money do you have? Quan Mo was even more surprised. Not much. It's a little less than the Tang Empire's national treasury, and we spend a lot of it. We put it into disaster relief and research, and we have to pay for the dam and artificial canal in Dianqi Lake. When His Majesty sees where we go, he will never give us a penny for construction costs. It's sad to say, Zhang Xiaobao said casually, not forgetting to complain. I'm sad too. Quan Mo followed. He finally knew what the words, rich enough to rival a country, meant. According to this, the little guys really did not have much money. He had the idea of kidnapping Xiao Bao and Cuckoo again. The 3 of them talked as they walked. Time passed quickly. When they arrived at the place they had discussed, the others had not returned yet. Instead, King Tsuangue was waiting there. Kwang O was surprised again. He put down the tiger that had opened its eyes and ran to King Tsuangue. He asked, King, you came so quickly? I received the news as soon as Xiao Bao and Cuckoo arrived here. I only met the people you sent when I was almost there. The world is changing, King Tsuangue said weakly. He was different from the locals. He had lived in the capital for a while and knew the strength of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan too well. How could he not come in person? When Zhang Xiaobao heard King Tsuangue's words, he knew that the other party did not want to surrender to the Tang Empire. He was the king here. If he really surrendered, his status would decline. But Zhang Xiaobao would not make any concessions or compromises for the other party alone. Zhang Xiaobao cupped his hands and bowed. Bohai Provincial Governor greets King Tsuangue. Wang Wan followed. Bohai Deputy Provincial Governor greets King Tsuangue. Both of them were 1 rank lower than King Tsuangue. King Tsuangue was a prince, rank 1. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were rank 3 as provincial governors. But the Bohai Commander-in-Chief's mansion was too big. If they were promoted by 1 rank, they would be rank 2. King Tsuangue nervously returned the greeting. Xiao Bao, Cuckoo. Greetings. King Tsuangue did not dare to be arrogant. The 2 people in front of him were not sheep. When he was in the capital, he knew that they did not greet the emperor of the Tang Empire. Who dared to be presumptuous in front of them? Other than the Minister of Works, Zhang Zheng, the great General Gao Lisher was the only one who was qualified to receive their bow. Now that he was greeted by them, King Tsuangue sighed and said, What should come will come. It's not that I want to criticize you. How is your life compared to the people in the capital? You should be a good king. Now, I want you to be independent. Are you willing? Do you want me to talk to you in the capacity of a king? Zhang Xiaobao was not polite at all and went straight to the point. He did not have time to beat around the bush. King Chuangui suddenly smiled. I've already thought about it on the way here. Living near a powerful country, even if the powerful country doesn't attack, is like living in a crevice. It's uncomfortable, but I have a request. You want me to send people to govern the place? I will discuss with you first to ensure your interests. At the same time, I will teach you more and provide you with full support, especially in terms of military power. I will not oppress you. Is that right? Zhang Xiaobao did not wait for King Zuangui to finish and continued. Xiaobao is indeed Xiaobao. I have learned a lot. Everyone says that you are good at scheming. Now that I hear you, I am relieved. King Zuangui looked at Zhang Xiaobao and bowed again. Zhang Xiaobao accepted it calmly. Wang Wan also stepped forward and accepted it. King Zuangui smiled. Quanmoa was confused. What were they talking about? King Yu. Quanmoa asked. Since Xiaobao can speak for me, it means that his plan is better and better than mine. When it comes to building a place, I am far behind Xiaobao. They have accepted my bow, so naturally, they will sincerely work for the Zuangui clan. They can seize the power of the great Tang but not seize it. Why should I care about the power in name? Have you seen their weapons? You have not been to the great Tang and have not seen how they live. With a powerful country nearby, whether my Zuangui clan returns or not will not affect them much. But it will affect us greatly. I do not want to be attacked by them from afar. We will not have any power to resist. King Zuangui said to Quanmoa. Quanmoa sighed. He had seen those weapons, but he also felt sad for his king. After all, he had to give up power and be happy for his clan. With the support of Xiaobao and Cuckoo, their lives would be better in the future. He was very conflicted. Chapter 13:10. King Zuangui had just met with Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan to confirm the real integration of the two into one. From the moment he agreed, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan could invest in the local area without any need to sign any contracts or documents. Verbal promises were enough. At the same time, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also took on the responsibility of making the local people live a better life after receiving King Zuangui's gift. At this time, people began to come back from hunting. Each group was made up of people from the Zhang Xiaobao and Wang families and the local people. They interfered with each other a little, but didn't deliberately cause trouble. The warriors in the tribe thought that they were more familiar with the terrain than the Tang people. At the same time, they knew the local trees and wild animals, so they could have a big advantage. When the competition started, they found that the opponent was also familiar with everything they were familiar with. Moreover, the opponent moved faster than them, attacked more accurately, and was more powerful. Large and small animals were carried back. The rest of the people in the tribe all came out and planned to hold a big bonfire banquet. They also contributed the local sweet wine. Zhang Xiaobao took out strong wine. When they checked the game, they found that the prey of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang families was only a dozen more than the prey of the warriors in the tribe, and the size was not much different. The only difference was the place where the wild animals were attacked. Most of the attacks by Zhang Xiaobao and Wang families were fatal. There was only a small wound on a wild boar. It was pierced directly from the neck to the heart by a tri-edged thorn, and then it bled to death. The people in the tribe were all shocked. That was a wild boar. Who killed it? Wild boars had teeth. Zhang Xiaobao looked at the wound and also had a lingering fear. He scolded Zhang Dufeng of the No. 1 protection team, who asked you to take the risk? It's just a hunt, not a hand-to-hand fight with the enemy. Is it worth risking your life? Zhang Dufeng, who was scolded, lowered his head and didn't say anything. He just rubbed one arm. Obviously, he was injured. No one knew what he did when facing the wild boar, but he was able to stab the tri-edged thorn into the wild boar's heart. The people in the tribe looked at Zhang Dufeng as if he was a hero, which made the warriors in the tribe who participated in the competition feel very sad. They already knew that if they were to fight with the other party, the chances of winning were very low. Looking at the wounds on the other party's prey, it meant that the other party was more powerful. Fan Fan jumped out to liven up the atmosphere and said, "There are quite a lot of complete skins. When they are cooked, they don't need to be processed. They can be sold directly to the rich people in prosperous areas. They will like to collect them. I'll buy them all." No one said anything, so he had to add, "Let's exchange. I'll exchange the goods I brought with you. It's all on Brother Mo's tribe. After all, I hunted in your place, and you even provided a place to barbecue." "I think it's fine," Zhang Xiaobao agreed. "We don't need leather, and we don't lack the goods that Boss Fan brought. Just give us a few pieces of meat that we can't eat." Quan Mo was not pretentious. His tribe really needed things, especially now that the autumn harvest season had not yet arrived. The previous stock of food was almost used up, and it was a time of shortage. There was a great demand for goods brought by merchants. It was better than eating wild vegetables every day. Fan Fan was very happy, as if he had won the lottery. He had already thought about it. He would give a very high price in exchange for the leather and wild boar teeth. After leaving, he would go directly to the capital and hold an auction there. He would reveal the source of the leather, which represented the honor of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family. He believed that many rich people would rush to raise the price. When the prey was put on the grill, the children of the tribe, Xiaobei, and the other 9 people also came back from the river. The children burped one by one. Obviously, they were full from eating fish. Xiaobei did not forget to remind Quan Mo's children. "When spring comes next year, you go up the mountain to pick tea leaves. I will help you package them and sell them at a high price. We can't do it in China. There are too many places with tea leaves, so we have to sell them outside. People outside like to drink tea leaves." Quan Mo's son asked. "It's not a matter of liking. It's that they admire the Tang Empire. If the Tang people say that this thing is good, they think it's good. For example, if I say that it's comfortable to wear, when they wear it, they will definitely agree with me. It's comfortable, especially the feeling of the rough linen on the body. It's very comfortable." Xiaobei gave an example. The children thought that others were really stupid. When they saw that there was a bonfire barbecue, they all began to regret it. They had eaten too much just now. Xiaobei and the other 9 people were happy. They only ate 1 fish together. After tasting it, they stopped and gave more fish to the local children to eat. Quan Mo's son saw his father in the crowd and immediately ran over. He carefully took out a stack of money from his arms and handed it to his father. He said, "Dad, this money is 10,000 strings of cash. Xiaobei gave it to our children." You. When Quan Mo heard that it was 10,000 strings of cash, he reached out to grab it. He suddenly stopped and said to his son, "Since it's for you, keep it well. Don't use it recklessly. When the merchants come to buy things, tell me." Quan Mo was very jealous of the 10,000 strings of cash from the Tang Empire. He hoped that he could hold it in his hands. However, when he suddenly remembered what Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan had said in the forest just now, he felt that he was too stingy to take the money in front of others. "You want money given to children by children?" His son seemed to have become more sensible. He said to his father, "Dad, we want to take out a part of it first and let the knowledgeable people of the Tang Empire come over to be our teachers. We'll make some money ourselves and give it to our teachers in the future." "There's no need for that. We've brought a very good teacher for you. His name is Tan Sikong. You just need to give him a place to live, make the same clothes for him, and eat the same food for him. You don't need to give him any extra money." Xiaobei thought of a person. He looked around and didn't see him. He sent someone to call him. Quan Mo showed a troubled expression. If a teacher comes to teach the children, it's not right to not give him the best things. It's right. He made a mistake. He'll be punished to teach the children. Otherwise, we'll arrange a mine for him to dig. If he dares to not teach you properly, the people left behind by my family will teach him a lesson." Xiao Bei finally arranged for Tan Sikong to come down. There was no place that was more remote than this place. Tubo was better than the local area. It was just right to punish Tan Sikong. When the whole deer was roasted until it was glistening with oil, Tan Sikong was brought to the bonfire party. He seemed to be in good spirits. The clothes on his body were changed into good cloth, and his face was healthy and rosy. This showed that no one deliberately mistreated him while he was traveling with the group. Everyone gave him whatever they had. Tan Sikong already knew that he would be teaching in the local area. When he arrived, he directly went to Xiao Bei and didn't look for Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Along the way, he could tell that Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were supportive of most of the decisions made by the 9 children. Since he was caught by Xiao Bei and the others, they naturally had to take care of him. In the future, you have to stay and teach the local children well. 2 years. After 2 years, we'll see how the local children learn. If they learn well, you can go wherever you want. We won't restrict you anymore. Do you agree? Xiao Bei seemed to be very magnanimous when he said these words. He even asked if Tan Sikong agreed. The children in the tribe immediately looked at Tan Sikong with longing. Tan Sikong laughed bitterly. I'm very happy to be able to impart my knowledge to the children here. As long as I can eat and dress well, it's fine. Nguyen, don't worry. It's spring here all year round. I believe that they will provide you with many furs to use as bedding. Most of them are sheepskin. If you want tiger furs, I don't dare. From today onwards, I won't use tiger furs anymore. Tan Sikong was very afraid when he heard the words tiger furs. Wasn't he caught because of a tiger furs? Eat the meat, drink the wine, and try the local game. Xiao Bei invited. Tan Sikong looked around and hesitated. He then gathered his courage and squeezed with the people in the tribe. When he saw people, he smiled. The people in the tribe didn't treat Tan Sikong like how Xiao Bei treated him. They looked at him with eyes full of respect. When he smiled, the people in the tribe also smiled and echoed his words. As for what he had done before he was caught by Xiao Bei, the people in the tribe didn't care. As long as he was willing to teach his children well, it was fine. Oh, there's one more thing. Xiao Bei then shouted to the people around Tan Sikong. He has the status of a high scholar. Whether it's teaching children, adults, or life matters, you can all ask him. He's quite capable. In the past few days with us, he's even read a lot of our books. High scholar? Quan Mo looked at the king beside him. King Quan Gui narrowed his eyes and nodded. He can be considered a capable person. Even in the Tang Empire, not every county has a high scholar as a teacher. You have to treat him well. Yes. Why aren't Xiao Bao and Cuckoo afraid that a capable person will stay in the team? Quan Mo felt that it was inconceivable. That child actually gave a high scholar to his tribe. Ha 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 ha. King Quan Gui laughed. The more he laughed, the louder his laughter became. After laughing for a while, he stopped and said to Quan Mo, "The people brought by Xiao Bao and Cuckoo, any one of the non-combat members is more capable than him. Even the combat members are not inferior to him. Tell me, is there a need to keep him? Xiao Bao and Cuckoo are both top scorers. They have the status of a high scholar. When they go to the capital and compete with other high scholars, the top scorers will be the top scorers." Quan Mo nodded. He understood and envied them. From this moment on, Tan Si started to receive high treatment. Someone served him sweet wine, and the person who was best at using a knife in the tribe cut meat for him to eat. Every time he took a bite, the person beside him would reveal a smile, looking more comfortable than if he were eating the meat himself. Eat, eat. Don't worry about me. I'll do it myself. I'm a sinner. I'm not worth it. He finally realized that there were things more precious than money in this world. He secretly thought that he should set up an education system in the local area first. He should teach every child well. Even if 2 years had passed, he should not leave early. He had to teach a batch of children. At the same time, he was very familiar with the way the Zhang family and Wang family did things. Every time they stayed in a place, they would definitely guide the development of the local area. This was also an opportunity for him. When there was nothing in the local area, he would stay. When the local area developed, his contributions would not be small. Chapter 13:11. King Chuangui was eating, but his mind was not on the food at all. When he saw Zhang Xiaobao helping his brothers and sisters cut the meat and the little ones looking for a place to eat, he moved closer to Zhang Xiaobao. "Xiaobao, how many more days are you going to stay here?" "About 5 days. 5 days is enough to wait for Zhenlao's reaction. You can use this time to check the dam and the artificial river. When we will leave behind 200 people to help you manage the place, as well as the corresponding weapons and ammunition. Don't provoke the Meng tribe and lure them to attack, so that you can use our hands to kill them. The people we leave behind will take the initiative to contact them. If you send people to help translate their words and try to sow discord, you know the consequences." Zhang Xiaobao gave a rough time and warned King Chuangui. King Chuangui agreed repeatedly, in a good mood. He knew that even if they made contact, the Meng tribe would not be as cooperative as his side. It would take time. During this time, he could speed up the development of the Chuanxia tribe. By the time the Meng tribe truly cooperated, his side would have already developed. He did not need to attack them. He just needed to see how their lives were not as good as his. King Chuangui even came up with a plan. The Meng tribe had many cows, sheep, and horses. He would first sell the grains to them at a low price in exchange for their livestock. Then, he would work hard to reproduce. After a few years, the Meng tribe would no longer have any advantage. Learning from Xiao Bao, he would use economic means to attack. This would also vent his anger. As he thought about it, King Chuangui could not help but laugh. Zhang Xiaobao glanced at him and did not ask what he was thinking. Anyway, it was fine as long as he did not make trouble for him. The bonfire party ended when the sun set. It was so late that it could be considered a party. Zhang Xiaobao and the others left with a lot of smoked meat. Many of the locals were drunk. The wine was too strong and they were too relaxed. Many of the women were helped back to the village. The bonfire was extinguished, but the tribesmen's hearts were filled with hope. They sang and danced, unwilling to stop. 5 days passed quickly. News came from the border between Zhan and Laos that the people had arrived, and there weren't too many guards following them. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan left 200 people behind and told them the general idea of how to do things in the future. They also pointed out the location of the salt mine. After that, they packed up and set off to the west. The locals escorted them for more than 20 li before they reluctantly watched the large group of people disappear into the distance. They then turned around and returned to the stronghold. Over the past few days, they had learned a lot of practical knowledge from the teams of the Zhang family and Wang family. They had personally seen the people of the Zhang family and Wang family use the local bamboo, grass, and leather to make various tools that were more convenient to use. After learning them, they would participate in the production process so that they could use them in the future. Therefore, they trusted the Zhang family and the Wang family very much. They were absolutely sure that the other party was a good person. Quan Mo complained to Fan Fan, saying that when the caravan came, they should have a lot of tools, but they didn't teach him. Fan Fan admitted that they had an agreement with the other caravans that they couldn't help the tribesmen too much. They didn't want others to learn from them and they would lose their means of making money. While apologizing to Quan Mo, he also explained the fundamental reason, which was that the Zhang family and Wang family were generous enough. Moreover, the more skills they had, the more they would know how difficult the path of skills was. At the same time, they would be more generous to those who didn't understand skills. Fan Fan apologized, but he didn't regret it. He told Quan Moe, "When we came, you didn't belong to the Tang Empire, so why should we teach you skills? Xiao Bao and Cuckoo taught you skills, but they wouldn't teach Hinduism and Duosher. The Tang Empire was very strict about blocking skills. If one day Xiao Bao and Cuckoo taught the enemy skills before they surrendered, it would definitely be a trap. So, don't think that they are kind and amiable. It depends on who they are with. When Xiao Bao left, he promised me to develop here. He even gave me a loan. We should be closer. Fan Fan talked about cooperation again. He planned to raise fish and ornamental fish. He wanted to buy them at a high price and transport them to Jianqi Lake. He wanted to see if the fish would mutate in a special environment and get more beautiful fish. But he couldn't always keep an eye on them. He needed the help of trusted locals. How do we split the money? Quan Mo could understand why Fan Fan and the other caravans blocked their skills in the past, but now they were talking about the problem of money. Before Xiao Bao left, he told him that human resources were precious. Even if the people who worked couldn't give anything in exchange, as long as they did things, they would get a lot of money. It's scary when people change their minds. 10 to 9. In the future, when the money is sold, I get 9, and you get 1. I have to transport the ornamental fish here first. Those fish are very precious, and I can guarantee that some of them will die. Although the interest of the loan is not good, I still have to hold down the funds. My savings bank has to generate profits. Then I have to bear the losses of the fish that die in accidents while I'm raising them here. If the mutated fish are uglier, I will continue to lose. Even if it succeeds, I will have to transport them back and let some of them die. There will be advertising costs. Anyway, I'm spending a lot of money, and you're just helping to look after them. A 10 to 9 ratio is not low. If I do business with you normally, I'll get 9 times the profit. Fan Fan gestured a 1, and then a 9, as he spoke to Quan Moe. When Quan Mo heard the 10 to 9 ratio, he wanted to raise the price, but after listening to Fan Fan's analysis, he felt that what he said made sense. He could only agree. Okay, 10 to 9. There's another plan. Put the sea fish in fresh water. You know the Yangtze River, right? Many fish from the sea swim here, and some from the Yangtze River swim to the sea. I'll transport a boat from there. If they survive, we'll circle a place in the pond and see if we can raise them. Still 10 to 9. Fan Fan suggested another idea. Quan Mo still agreed, but he couldn't think of a better idea. Suddenly, he thought of a problem and asked, "How would I know how much you're selling them for? Also, I'm not sure how much you're spending. If you say 10 to 9, just name a number when the time comes. What should I do?" "Brother Mo, don't you trust me?" Fan Fan looked at Quan Mo sadly. Quan Mo smiled embarrassedly. "I trust you. I'll do as you say. When the time comes, I'll send someone to find Xiao Bao. Didn't he say that any of their businesses can be used as a contact point? I'll get Xiao Bao to give you another guarantee." Fan Fan was stunned. He blinked his eyes and nodded. "All right, go ahead. Wait for other merchants to come over. When you talk about various kinds of cooperation with them, remember to tell them at the end that you are looking for Xiao Bao. I can't be the only one who suffers losses." Quan Mo smiled slyly. Indeed, the mention of finding Xiao Bao was very useful. When Quan Mo and Fan Fan mentioned the places where there were fish, many fishermen were puzzled. They came out of Fuzhou and then went fishing around a few small islands nearby. There were lighthouses on the islands. Their boats were not big, so they didn't dare to go too far. If they had a big boat, they could go to the distant sea to catch rare fish near the coast and sell them for more money. They could even go to Luqiao Island and bring goods to trade with the locals. The locals also fished. If they went there with empty boats, they could bring back some goods that didn't exist on the island. When they came back, they could fill the boat with fish. If they were lucky, they might even be able to obtain leather from other islands. Moreover, they didn't have to worry about being robbed by the people on the island. A large number of merchants had already negotiated with the tribes on the island. First, they would let the Tang Empire's gunboats show their power. Then, they would give them benefits. There were even merchants from the Tang Empire who arranged for people to be stationed on the island to act as a communication bridge. There were also rich people who specially chose a good place to build houses on the island. When they were bored, they would stay there for 10 days to half a month. The people on the island liked silk, vegetable oil, canned food, smoked chicken, roast duck, and so on. If they cooked a pot of wontons for the people on the island, they might be able to get fish and iron or as a gift. More interestingly, there were merchants who brought seeds to the island and asked the people on the island to help them plant them. After the harvest, the people on the island could choose a part of the seeds as a reward. They could also exchange other things. The people on the small fishing boat didn't have a good idea. If they risked it, they could get there, but it was not worth it. In the past few days, what made them puzzled was that the Tang Empire ships had obviously increased. Usually, there was an armed boat 3 times the size of their fishing boat in a fishing area. There were usually a dozen people on the boat, and they all had spears. But since 2 days ago, there were 2 ships in each area. They could clearly see that there were machine guns on the ships. At the same time, they could see a patrol boat cruising by from time to time. The most puzzling thing was that there were hot air balloons flying in the sky. The people on the balloons were using binoculars to scan the sea. Occasionally, due to the height, they would find that the water in a certain area was different from other areas. They would also throw some oil paper with pencil writing on it. There were fishing boats that picked up the large schools of fish in the sea. The fishermen could follow the instructions and go fishing. It was very convenient. However, the fishermen definitely didn't think that the hot air balloons in the sky were specially sent to help them find fish. That was too extravagant. Furthermore, they could always see the people on the hot air balloons throwing floating objects into the water and then shooting them with their guns. It was obvious that they were training. The fishermen were a little nervous, but they weren't afraid. As long as the imperial court didn't stop them from fishing, it meant that the imperial court had a way to protect them. If something big really happened, they would not let them go out to sea and hide first. Today, a group of fishing boats from Fuzhou was once again guided by the people on the hot air balloons. About 10 li to the southeast, the light reflected by the water was abnormal. They could try to go and check it out. The fishermen immediately became excited. Every time they said that, there would be schools of fish. Hence, the fleet changed direction and headed in that direction. The hot air balloons also followed in the sky. Sure enough, when they reached the place, the fishermen found that there were really a lot of fish. They just casually cast their nets. Just as they were happily catching fish, a fisherman looked up at the hot air balloon and suddenly found that the balloon was becoming smaller and smaller. He hurriedly shouted, "Don't worry about the fish. It's coming down. Is there a leak? Save people." The group of fishing boats changed direction and estimated the landing point of the hot air balloon. They paddled over with all their might. When they were still more than 100 meters away, the hot air balloon finally entered the sea. After a while, 4 people's heads popped out and swam towards the fishing boats. 2 patrol boats also approached. "Brother, what's wrong?" After pulling the 4 people up, the people on the boat asked with concern. "I don't know where it leaked and fell down. Bad luck. Everything fell into the sea. When we go back, tell them to design the hoists properly. We'll be fine." A person explained helplessly. "Brother, you came here to find fish for us?" Another person asked. "What fish? That's just on the way. We're looking for the boats of many people. We didn't find them anywhere else, but we suspect that they're in the Liuqiu area. That's why we have to strengthen the patrols in Quanzhou and here. Let's not talk about it anymore. Transfer us to the guard boat. You guys continue fishing." The person on the hot air balloon wiped the seawater on his face and said gloomily, Chapter 13:12. Don't do that. The escort ship is stable. My fishing boat is not bad either. It just doesn't have a machine gun. Tell me, I won't fish anymore. The people on the boat were very curious. They felt that compared to fish, getting information was more important. After talking to the people who fell from the hot air balloon, he shouted to the others, "Everyone spread out and go fishing. Catch more fish on each boat. Bring me my share. I'll tell you the news." What greeted him was a burst of laughter and scolding. The boats dispersed one after another. One of the escort boats approached while the other continued to follow the group of fishing boats. The people on the boats were not in a hurry. There were 4 people on the hot air balloon. It was good that they were alive. They didn't feel bad if they lost their things. "Brother, drink some water. I have fresh water. You can wash your faces. My surname is Chen. My name is Chen Shihong. Others call me Ah Hong." The owner of the small fishing boat who claimed to be Chen Shihong said as he took out his water bag, "No, you can keep it. We are not that delicate. I can't tell you my name. I am airship number 576. Number 576 quickly stopped the other person from taking water. He pointed to the number embroidered on his chest and said. Chen Shihong still took the water and said, "Drink some, there is enough water. You can help us point out the fish. We can save time and have more water." "Brother, who did you say you were looking for?" "The fleet of duo cannibals. The exact number is unknown." Number 576 drank 2 mouthfuls of water and passed the water bag to the next person. "Why are duo cannibals here? Aren't they being beaten?" Chen Shihong was even more curious. "Yes, they are being beaten. So they want to catch the Tang people and threaten us." Chen Shihong suddenly realized, no wonder the Tang Empire's escort ships increased and you guys appeared. Damn duo cannibals. They can't beat us, so they only know how to scheme. Bah! Chen Shihong, who showed a disdainful expression, said angrily, "We should kill them all. They can't beat our soldiers and only know how to scheme against us fishermen." Number 576. You said they ran to Liuqiu? Will they cooperate with the local tribes on the island? Absolutely not. Number 576 said with certainty. After that, he began to take off his clothes and soak them in the sea. When the wind blew and the sun shone, there was a layer of salt on them. Soon, he was completely naked. He took the underwear from the guard ship and put it on. He looked at the hovering position of the hot air balloon with his arms bared. Chen Shihong originally thought that people who flew in the sky were all soft and delicate, but when he saw that the 4 of them were only wearing underwear, he realized that their skin was bright red with a hint of black. There were also pink and white streaks that turned white when he pressed them. The color of the skin must have been caused by frequent exposure to the sun and wind. As for the pink color and the white color of the daozi, those were traces left behind by injuries. "You guys." Chen Shihong looked at the scars on their bodies and said, "You guys have worked hard." "It doesn't matter. It's a result of training. Nowadays, there are fewer and fewer injuries. It's a result of practice. Don't worry about catching your fish. We have the ability and confidence to ensure that you won't be hurt, but don't go too far on your own ship. You won't be able to spare the time to follow the ship, and it's not worth it." Wu Qi Lu comforted Chen Shihong. Chen Shihong laughed and said, "I believe you. We all believe you." Before the new year, we occasionally encountered Japanese ships that were bigger than our small fishing boat. They went to various islands to rob things and fought with the local tribes. They all looked very powerful. When they encountered our small boat, we didn't let them pass, so they had to go around. Otherwise, unless they could kill all of our ships, our Tang Empire's gunboats would blow them up. We were not afraid of them at all. Sometimes, we even deliberately blocked their way. Hearing that, Wu Qi Lu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He advised, "Don't always take the initiative to bully others. In fact, killing them won't work. We will investigate. Of course, we have to ask them. As long as someone says that he saw their ship, we will chase them to Japan and torture all the crew members who went out to sea within a few months. We will ask them to prove that they are not the murderer. If they can't prove it, we will count them as the murderer." "Is that so?" Chen Shihong really didn't know that his great Tang Empire would be so unreasonable. After thinking for a while, he said, "No wonder they are afraid of us. I guess when our ship was close to them, we overturned our ship. They are more afraid than us, right?" "Yes, because we don't believe in this kind of coincidence. It looks like bullying, but we can guarantee that you won't be bullied. Young master and young lady only care about your own people." Wu Qi Lu smiled. Chen Shihong straightened his chest and felt very proud. It was not like when he went out to sea with his father when he was a child. He was always afraid of encountering Japanese or Xinhua ships. He was worried that he would be at a disadvantage in a fight. After being happy for a while, Chen Shihong suddenly reacted. He looked at Wu Qi Lu and asked uncertainly, You are from the Zhang family and Wang family?" "Young master and young lady, we are Xiao Bao and Cuckoo." Wu Qi Lu patted his forehead. It was a tacit admission. He accidentally said something wrong. Chen Shihong immediately became more affectionate. He looked at the hot air balloon floating on the sea and said, "Do you need us to help you drag the balloon back?" "No, you see if there is anything that can be used. Cut it off yourself. Turn all the weapons and equipment into the sea. We will go back and change for new ones. You must not go down to fish. It is not worth it to sacrifice human lives." Wu Qi Lu was worried that they would dive to help fish, so he reminded them. It was dozens of meters deep. It was already difficult for people to dive down, not to mention carrying heavy weapons to float up. If one of them really died, not to mention that he would be punished when he returned, even his conscience would not be able to live with it. Chen Shihong really did have this plan before. If the National Army's things fell, he should help to fish them up. After hearing what Wu Qi Lu said, he gave up. However, he was still very interested in the hot air balloon that did not sink. He rowed the boat over there and said, "Okay, we will divide it. You should change for a new balloon. It will be dangerous to use the old one. If you fall to your death today, I don't want to fish here in the future. I advise you to go to the island and discuss with the local tribes. Tell them that there are many cannibals here. Don't collude with them." Wu Qi Lu nodded first and then explained to Chen Shihong, "We have already negotiated with the people of Luqiao Island. If many cannibals really come to the island and they catch one of them, we are willing to exchange a set of glassware with them. Glass plates, glass bowls, and glass plates, a set of 16 pieces." Chen Shihong opened his mouth and tried to hold back his laughter. He swallowed 2 mouthfuls of saliva and sighed, "Many cannibals should pray to their lord. Don't let them come to the island, and don't let them meet the people of Luqiao Island. Even I am tempted by the things you want to exchange." Chen Shihong was no longer worried this time. The native tribes of Luqiao Island were indeed much weaker than the Tang Empire in terms of military force. So after the Tang Empire showed the power of the gunboats, the chiefs of the tribes put away all kinds of thoughts of taking advantage of the Tang Empire. But the weapons of the cannibals seemed to be the same as the weapons of the tribes. If they really encountered the cannibals, they would be besieged and beaten to death. A human life was worth a set of glassware. After thinking for a while, Chen Shihong laughed and said to Wu Qi Lu, who was looking at him blankly, "Do the cannibals know how to use the Tang Empire's language to communicate with the chiefs of the tribes? Then they would say that they are willing to exchange things and cooperate with both sides." In the end, the locals, who they thought were very stupid, first agreed and then tricked them back to the village. They captured all of them and said to them, "You are so stupid to come here personally to give us benefits." Haha, I am dying of laughter. The people on the 2 boats also laughed. Maybe if the cannibals really came to the island, such a situation would happen. Most people would think that the people of Luqiao Island were stupid. In the past, they were indeed stupid and always suffered losses when exchanging goods. Especially in the previous dynasty, when they wanted to take advantage of others, they would turn around and capture them and bring many of them back. But now it was not like that. Now, the natives of Luqiao Island had been taught to be smart. Yes, taught. The merchants of the Tang Empire and the people sent by the imperial court patiently taught them. I couldn't figure it out in the past. Chen Shihong pointed in the direction of Luqiao Island and said, "Why didn't we seize the opportunity when we were strong? Later, I found out that the terrain was complicated and the water was not suitable. Besides, the natives did not come to kill us. It was not worth it to spend too many resources to seize the island, right?" "Yes, And there is also the problem of who will occupy the island even if we seize it. Our Tang Empire's population is not enough. Otherwise, the young master would not encourage people to have children. Wu Qi Lu agreed. I don't understand why we need to teach them more knowledge. Chen Shihong asked. Because if we bully the other party when they are not knowledgeable and take advantage of the trade, when they know about it in the future, they will resent us. Since we don't want to destroy them, then we should integrate with them. This island is not bad. We are also planning to build a new port. In the past, people said to befriend those who are far away and attack those who are near. The young master and the young lady have divided the area around the Tang Empire. One part will be integrated, and the other part will be attacked economically. Only those who are far away will be invaded by military force. Oh, I mean support. Wu Qi Lu told Chen Shihong in detail about Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan's plan. Chen Shihong laughed again. Haha, so be it if they want to invade. We are not against it. Even if we quarrel with our own family, we can just attack other countries. The people who are bullied will hate Xiao Bao and Cuckoo, but I have been setting up long life tablets for them. Sometimes, when I go to the tombs, I will tell my ancestors that if someone who was killed by Xiao Bao and Cuckoo turns into a ghost and comes back, I will ask the ancestors to help me get rid of them. Our Tang Empire has many people and even more ghosts. We are not afraid of foreign ghosts. The other people on the fishing boat nodded vigorously. One of them echoed, The lives of other countries have nothing to do with me. I know that Xiao Bao and Cuckoo want me to live more comfortably. Whoever dares to make things difficult for them, I will make them suffer. Okay, now they are fighting duo sure. I don't see you going over to help. You make it sound nice. Chen Shihong looked at the person who spoke with disdain. How can I help? Even if I go over to fight, they won't let me. Don't scold me, how can you help? This person's face, which was already red from the sea breeze, became even redder. You are just a helper. How dare you shout at me? Who said I didn't help? I donated half of the fish that you and caught last time. What did you do? Chen Shihong asked righteously. This person was speechless. Number 576 asked, Who did you donate to? Young master and young lady did not ask for donations. We have enough money. Moreover, the two of them said that if it is not a battle of life and death, they do not need the people to contribute money. If there is a day when everyone in the Tang Empire is asked to contribute money and effort, then it will be a battle of national fate. If we lose, the country will be destroyed. If you want to donate, you can donate to other areas. It is not mandatory. You should consider your own life first. When the time comes, you will be given a certain amount of tax. No need. I donated to the government in Fuzhou. I sent the fish directly. Chen Shihong began to worry about his own things. Number 576 looked at the people on the guard ship. Immediately, someone began to send a report, asking where Chen Shihong's donated fish went. The people on the two ships fell silent. Chen Shihong approached the hot air balloon and began to cut the oilcloth on it with a knife. He also lifted the basket and placed it on the ship. As expected, it was empty. The things inside were turned over into the sea. After waiting for almost an hour, there was a reply. Number 576 took over the translated content and said to Chen Shihong, They admitted to receiving your fish. The grandson of Fuzhou's provincial governor, Wang Haoji, Guozhou Qing, 843 fish, one for each table, braised in soy sauce. The rest were made into dried fish and sent to Darling Candy House. Darling Candy House has confirmed the amount. Now, Wang Haoji has sent a telegram of apology to the capital. What do you have to say? Chen Shihong was stunned. It sounded very complicated. The fish he donated were used for war. He did not expect that some of them were eaten and sent to another place. He felt very uncomfortable. Brother Chen, Darling Candy House belongs to Xiaobei and the others. The shipworker who spoke earlier nudged Chen Shihong and reminded him. Yes, it belongs to Xiaobei and Xiaoyuan. What's there to say? So be it. If the little ancestors can eat the fish I sent, I will be even happier. Chen Shihong just remembered why Darling Candy House sounded so familiar. What about the other 43 fish that were eaten? Number 576 asked. 43 fish that were eaten? So what if they were eaten? What else can I do? Chen Shihong thought that 43 fish was not a lot, so he did not think much of it. Testify. Tell us who the fish are for and we will deal with it. How? Let someone else take care of Fuzhou first. Wang Haoji will go to the capital for a joint trial by the Ministry of Justice, the Supreme Court, and the Censorate. Joint trial by the 3 courts? 43 fish? Forget it. If this really goes, even if Provincial Governor Wang doesn't die, he will lose a layer of skin. It's very serious, right? Yes, if our Xiaobei and the others follow any of them, Wang Haoji will directly send an edict. Moreover, his crime immediately increase by 5 levels, right? Don't be like this. Provincial Governor Wang Haoji is really not bad. He specially built a large pool behind the yamen where his family lives and filled it with seawater. When the fish that we send back are not dead, he will let people throw them into the pool and sell them for a better price. He will use the money earned from the difference to hire local craftsmen to repair our fishing boats every time we send them back. If there is a surplus, he will contact the local workshop to buy hemp thread to weave a net. Then, he will give us the number of live fish that we provide. If he was taken away, would the next provincial governor copy him and do the same thing? It's just 43 fish. If I knew that his grandson is 1 year old, I would have given him 100 fish. Chen Shihong started to plead for mercy. The other crew members on the boat also became nervous. They did not expect that a donation of fish, where only 43 fish were eaten, would be so easy to deal with a provincial governor. No wonder the officials of Great Tang were so afraid of the Zhang family and the Wang family. They would be injured if they met them, and they would definitely die if they met them. Xiaobei and the others are really too lethal. A crew member sighed. Number 576 did not have much to say about this. Of course, it was very dangerous to be targeted by the little ancestors. They were specially used to deal with those officials who had facts but no evidence. Because the evidence could be destroyed, but the truth was clear in everyone's heart. Judging an official based on evidence was a small crime, and the people would not be convinced. The little ancestors could make up for this. No matter how small the crime was, adding 5 levels was enough. As for privileges, some people would use their privileges for themselves, while others would use them for the sake of the common people. The privilege of benefiting the common people was not a privilege, but a privilege that was above the law. The law that was above the law referred to the truly fair and reasonable law. It referred to the law that the enforcers could not make any mistakes in enforcing the law. It was not the law that those who profited in the name of the law spoke of. Since someone could use the law for personal gain, why couldn't someone use the law for public gain? Number 576 knew that some old scholars were disgusted with the privilege of Xiaobei and the others, but he felt that it was right. Of course, he did not catch the people who were against it. The small group of people were just privately criticizing in a small circle. If they felt that they were right, they could stand on the street and shout, and see what the consequences would be. Number 576 showed a smile and said to the people on the guard boat, "Generator, Wang Haoji's crime is small, but his merit is big. In this year's assessment, his crime will be reduced by 1 level, and his merit will be increased by 2 levels. The most excellent will be the top." The people on the fishing boat were happy, but the people on the guard boat looked at him and did not do anything. Number 576 was stunned for a moment, and then he remembered something. He found a small piece of cloth from the clothes he took off and showed it to the people on the other side. The people on the 2 boats looked at it together. There was only one pattern on the cloth, a very cute cartoon. It was a rice seedling with long legs and a big head. The rice seedling pointed a gun at his head with one hand, and held a pigeon with the word "secret" written on it with the other hand. Chen Shihong's eyes widened instantly. Sanshui County's Zhong Wang and Sanshui County's spy? As expected, you are everywhere. Good, with you here, we will be more at ease. Let's see who dares to deceive us. One of Chen Shihong's crew members also said happily, but I heard that in the previous dynasties, this kind of people were bad people. Why didn't I find that the spy of the Tang dynasty's Xiao Bao and Cuckoo family was bad? It's just that this picture makes people sad. Why did he point the gun at himself? For you, there is nothing to keep secret. Let him see what you have, number 576 said to the person next to the telegraph machine. The person took out a gun and a grenade and said, "The gun is for suicide, and the grenade is for blowing up the radio. If I'm surrounded by the enemy and can't run away after blowing up the radio, I will kill myself." After that, he followed number 576's request to generate electricity. The people on the fishing boat listened to the ticking sound, and for a moment, they were excited. It turned out that their stable life was protected by someone in the dark with their life. When the sound of the telegram stopped, Chen Shihong said, "I have an idea that can let the Tang dynasty get more things in the sea, and also provide direct help to the guards." You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.